Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube, join our cult. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird not Matthew doing it. It's not so. Hey everyone, welcome.
It's weird when Matthew does it.
Well, it's still weird when Matthew does it. Hey everyone, welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. Matthew is in Deutschland this week for WXW.
He managed to make it out there then, because a lot of people haven't.
So I was going to say, has this been confirmed? Everyone's cancelled or been injured or something on the way?
No, I think he's made it out there. He's forgotten his toothbrush, I saw. I hope he has a wonderful time because, Volta's not there anymore.
Yeah.
He's very upset.
We don't know how good a time he's going to have, but you're here to replace him, Adam. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm not too. Yeah. I'm functioning on about 3 hours sleep again, just after all the streams. Another one coming up after this podcast. The podcast goes out in about 4 hours or something like that. So tune into SmackDown.
Bloody hell. And Ross, how are you?
Delightful.
Excellent stuff.
Still buzzing from what happened 2 nights ago.
2 nights. Oh, okay. Last night. Yes. We'll get there.
God.
We will get there.
Spirit of 5 stars back in wrestling. I can't believe it. Unbelievable.
I feel old. Obviously, it was my birthday this week. Lads. I'd like to thank Christine Stamper. She sent me some presents, including these tiny little Dr. Peppers.
Aren't they sweet?
That's mint, that.
Yeah,
that's
lovely.
really good.
What did you do for your birthday, Jack?
I went to Ghetto Golf.
Oh, yeah.
So ghetto. Yeah, it was great. It was really
you like
good
the
fun.
dildos?
Yeah, the dildo hole was a good one.
With the dildos?
No, I got a photo with the pinball machine hole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There's dildos on the floor as golf obstacles. They block.
Thank you for elaborating.
Well, no, just in case, because I think that is important.
Or they stuck to the floor?
Yeah, stuck to the floor.
They're like obstacles, you got to hit the ball through them.
Like up on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alcohol served there?
Yeah.
It's a bit dangerous, that, isn't it?
There were some groups of
carried
laddie lads around, but it was a weekday, so it wasn't too bad. It was all right. Yeah, it seemed like a fun place.
Be like laddie lads to sit on one of them.
Yeah. Ooh, look at him.
Stick this up my arse.
But he secretly loves it. Let's get straight into the news. Does Matthew just go straight into the news, or is there a jingle for the news? No, we just go straight into the news. Okay, well, a lot of the most newsworthy stuff this week we'll actually cover when we talk about the wrestling shows themselves a bit later on.
New jingle for that, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, can't wait for that. Yeah,
I just listened to it. It's an absolute travesty.
I thought Jem was legitimately upset with my impression last week. So
I didn't hear the impression. I saw she posted it.
Well, it was obviously spot on because it's me doing impressions.
Could you do it again one more time?
Hello there, I'm Jennifer from, all that.
Yeah,
It's good. Because I DM'd her apologising, but she wasn't.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, she just tweeted out saying, do I actually sound like this? I thought I've legitimately upset the woman, yeah.
Oh.
But no, she was fine. Thank God for that.
So the first big newsworthy thing, I suppose, is that the thing is, right, because I've been off most of this week, you're going to have to walk me through this a little bit because I just turned off all the wrestling that I could. So CM Punk reportedly offered WWE backstage role.
Yeah, but this is not backstage as in a producer role. This is the new show WWE Backstage alongside Renee Young.
Oh, it's called WWE Backstage.
Yeah.
Didn't he say he's got it?
Yeah, no, he said that he went for it, and it's been reported on right now that he's been offered it.
Because he loves Renee, that's why he wants it.
Yeah, he just
so
wants to
much.
work with Renee. I feel sorry for Booker T in all of this because
Is Booker getting?
I don't know. Maybe it's a three-way thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's interesting, and the Punk also said in an interview this week that he wanted The Rock to call him live on SmackDown. It's just sort of there's a very different tone to Punk's interviews in the last week. And we could analyse it for days.
I mean, ever since Vince McMahon paid off that court thing from.
Yeah,
allegedly.
I'd never heard that. Is that legit rumours?
No.
Oh, okay. You just
being a hack, you know.
Right.
Hack theory. Where's the puppet?
Oh,
hack the bunny.
Let's not
do this week.
Puppet on this one. Oh, he took it, didn't he? He took it to Germany.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. What horrible things it'll be getting up to, I assume.
So yeah, it looks like he's going to be offered that role. It'll be Punk's first time on WWE TV in an awful long time. I saw an interview where he was saying because they want him because they want to present a more like sports-like program and they want to analyze it like it's a real sport. And Punk was saying, the thing is, if something's bad, I'm not going to be able to sit there and go, hey, that was great. I'm going to say that's bad. And I like that.
Yeah.
And I think that will make it feel like more of a sport, more of a legit competition.
Somewhere Matt Jackson just feels so betrayed. That's his mate, that.
Well, Cody made a mistake just by offering him a job over text.
Yeah,
he
does that.
Oh, I suppose.
Not very professional,
I guess not, but if it's someone you know, I don't know. We could talk about Punk all day, but people get annoyed when we talk about Punk. So let's move swiftly on, but remaining with WWE news, to the whole Southside thing. Brit Rest is dead. No, another promotion is... It's not closing its doors. It's being absorbed by Rev Pro, and that's
right.
Southside, which... is a promotion that I've heard about all like for the past few years, but I've never actually been too familiar with, to be honest. Have you?
No, I know like the figures that were pulled by WWE are very important to them in Ligero and Joseph Connors.
And Kaylee Ray.
Yes. And
Dragunov.
Yeah, Dragunov was meant to be there, and he was going to be wrestling one of their like young up and comers, and it was like a dream match for this guy. So I feel sorry. Essentially, WWE have pulled loads and loads of talent. I think they lost like 5 maybe
From their last show.
Yeah, but
ever.
Cody has stepped in, and he's given them. Let me get this right. MJF, Shawn Spears, Cody, and Brandy are also going to be there. I think MJF and Shawn Spears are going to be in action, and Brandy and Cody are going to do a promo.
You could say that they took it all away, and he's given it all away.
I like
He
it.
built his kingdom. How does Matthew do this? He just whips out little jokes, doesn't he? And
He's a witty man, isn't he?
he is a very witty man, to be fair.
Maybe they're not all true because they're all references I don't understand.
Yeah, you could just
You
say
think
what
it's the
he
same
said,
words?
Yeah.
Just this string of nothing.
Gamer, 80s, 90s games.
Sometimes he'll come up with a really clever one, and then he'll mispronounce the word tarmac or something. Just so yeah, that's good news for. Are you alright?
Yeah. I was just thinking every week that he says the wrong thing. Now in descending order. And then you corrected him, and then he just does it the next week. I love that.
He's stopped saying Cultaholic Video Podcast.
Yeah. that was
Yeah,
weird.
I remember him saying, like, before we went into shoot one day, it's just like, well, sometimes it's the wrestling podcast, sometimes it's the video podcast. It's never been anything but the wrestling podcast. It's been the same thing. I copy and paste it every single week. Change the episode number.
Hope you have a great time, Matthew.
Yeah. Enjoy Walter.
And also, there's new hot property on the wrestling scene, I suppose you could say. A big crossover star from MMA, Cain Velasquez, who surprised everyone with his debut in AAA because he was good. Really good.
Yeah.
Really good for his level of... Just really good.
Just doing lucha stuff.
He did a
wasn't
Hurricane
Lucha
Rana,
beats.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Really impressive.
So he's a former UFC heavyweight champion. You'd expect him to be more of like a bruiser, like a Lesnar. He beat Lesnar once.
He made
but
Lesnar his bitch that time.
He did. Lesnar did a fall, which got turned into a GIF sort of dance meme. It was great. But instead, he's decided to wrestle like a proper luchador, and he's good at it. And he wrestles in a mask, and it's just...
It's a big money match, that,
If he does get signed, though, I hope he doesn't do that against Brock. I don't want to see Brock Lesnar in a lucha match. Oh, no, maybe I do.
I want to see a slugfest. A Lion's Den match.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he's a target for both WWE and AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling as well, according to Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio. He says that they've held serious talks at WWE and Cain Velasquez, but they'd have to fend off serious competition to seal the deal.
Yeah, I think he'll go WWE. He's trained at the Performance Center before.
Yes.
Photos emerged of that. I think just given the money matches...
Well, Dave said on that, is it MMA? Fighting.com or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah,
that other
Fighting
website,
People or
website,
whatever,
yeah.
yeah.
He said that a key to the deal being done is a big money fight with Brock, and the only company that can offer him that is WWE. So.
Yeah, apparently the reason for this...
Oh wow, I love this. Man.
Yeah, I'm not sold on this at all, but reportedly the reason for the Rey Mysterio Dominic beatdown at the top end of this week's Raw was so Rey Mysterio could bring in a big man to defend his honor, and that would be Cain Velasquez, who would then go on to beat up. But it seems very early
Just
for that. It
picturing
just
Ray
sounds-
just like knackered at the top of the ramp going, Brock, I would beat you. But it's just not my day to day. Here's Cain Velasquez.
It's not very heroic of him, is it?
No, the biggest little man.
Yeah.
That's his whole thing, that he's the ultimate underdog baby face, and then bring in the MMA guy, because that's real fighting.
I don't know anything about... I've seen a few of his UFC fights, but I don't actually know how good Cain Velasquez is in terms of charisma and mic skills. Does anyone know?
No idea.
No
I'm
idea.
sure people out there will know.
I'm going to say he's brilliant.
Yeah, he's class.
He's very good. No, I don't know.
I know he's
Looks
called
the part.
Cardio Cain in some circles,
Whoa.
so he can go a long time.
Nice. So we're going to get a
That's one of his
30-minute
nicknames.
Iron Man.
And I can't wait to see Cain versus Cain.
Yes.
well. Yeah.
That's the money match.
Well, that's not all the news this week, but we will cover the big talking points from this week in wrestling in this
New segment,
new
This
segment.
Week in Wrestling.
But first,
Tribute to Jen.
it's time for everyone's favourite segment. It's the bloody Hall of Fame.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
Yes, it's now time for everyone's favourite segment, the Cultaholic Hall of Fame, going in ascending order. Oh, there we go. Smashed it. First of all, with 6% of the vote, Shard and Grabs, the event that Matthew went to, which didn't broadcast anywhere. So Matthew's very cleverly there chosen an event.
It was recorded, though, because I saw footage online on Twitter soon after. So
Maybe they'll
maybe
release it. in
Why did
future.
you try to put it in the Hall of Fame? Why,
Yeah, 'cause
which
it-
is really good.
Because he really enjoyed it, which is fair enough. But you've got to question his tactics. Why did he nominate something that only a very finite number of people saw.
Well, he seems to do that every week. Some character from SSX Tricky or something like that.
I like SSX Tricky.
Yeah, that's a great game, actually. That was a bad example.
Is that SSX 3?
No,
was
that's
that a different
Tricky.
one?
Tricky was 2, I think. I think it was SSX, then Tricky.
I had
then
3 for the PS2.
Great games.
Yeah, great games. But no, Matthew does go for weird stuff. In second place, my pick with 30% of the vote, Richard Tubman.
Why Tubman this week?
What?
Or last week?
Why Tubman?
He came on.
I couldn't think of anything, but I realised that, he's probably the unsung hero of this podcast.
I edit it every week.
He edits it sometimes.
Okay, yeah.
He does edit it sometimes. He does.
I think I am the unsung
You're
hero.
right. You're not unsung.
So if
You're
you need
not
a hall
unsung.
if you need a hall
You're
of
not
fame pick
unsung.
for this week.
You're not unsung. Richard is.
No.
He
I
sets
am
up the
unsung.
audio every time.
No, I write all the lists and all of that. Everything. It's all
you.
me.
The Adam Pacitti Video Wrestling Podcast. So Richard came second with 30%. Fair play, Richard. He did come on. He explained that his finisher was called the Van Driver because he was Gary's White Vans. It's great. I really liked his appearance on the podcast. I watched it back. Did you watch it back?
He's just a funny guy, isn't he?
He's great.
Very dry. Yeah, I like Richard.
But number one, there was only ever going
Hates the rest of them.
there was only ever going to be one winner this week, and it was with 65% of the vote, Ross's pick. Matthew falling on his arse when he went.
I wish that wall wasn't there. He would have been arse over tea kettle.
You did your laugh, your bully laugh, which I really like when that comes out. You know when we were doing the whatever reaction video it was, and I got sprayed in the
Roadblock
face.
2016.
There you go. Got sprayed
Never
in the
forget.
face with the little bit of the bubbly, and you just it's all over his face like that.
It's just you gotta laugh sometimes.
Oh,
haven't you?
yeah, for
it's
sure.
fantastic moments.
Other people's misfortune.
Yeah,
Schadenfreude.
I mean, I've been drawn a short straw in life, so when you take every inch you can get in my position.
The funniest bit is that watching it back, it's a really minor fault.
It is, yeah,
It's nothing bad. But we just, it was fantastic. It was the way he was so cocky. He said, "Oh, here we go." Amazing.
They're not difficult, these new chairs. I'd say they're more sort of stable than the old ones. That's
They
sort
are
of why we
definitely
bought
more-
them.
It does take you more to get into position, though, I find.
Do you
'cause
think?
sometimes the cushion creases up below you.
Yeah.
I don't like that, mate.
I can get new cushions, I guess.
No, they're fine.
Okay.
It's all right. Once you get the hang
It
of
takes
it.
like 2 seconds longer to
You
sit
got the
down.
hang of the chairs. Jesus Christ.
Matthew, obviously, he's not in full time, so he just didn't have the hang of it.
No.
But yeah, Ross, well done on winning. How are we gonna? How's
it's
that going to
the
be
winner-
represented?
I'll just take a screen grab of the fall, I guess.
Oh, fair
Just
enough.
stick it in there.
Yeah, cool. Ross, as tradition dictates, you've won.
There's only one guy I can pick this week.
Oh,
okay.
oh no,
It's just Jake Hager.
Yeah.
Jake Hager. I hope everyone watches AEW TF, a brand new series on this channel, where we've included this week a little highlights compilation. Once again, Richard Tubman brought to this planet of Jake Hager's one of his promos. All the highlights you see in this video are from one promo. Not many people have seen 5-Star Wrestling that watch this podcast, I gather. I can't understand. Tell them, Adam, how good Jake Hager was in 5-Star Wrestling. It's nothing like bland, charismaless, awful vacuum of nothingness that Jack Swagger was. It was the opposite in every way.
He had some crack, didn't he? I mean, he didn't deliver it.
He was mental,
crackiest of crack
absolutely
ways.
mental.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, the French cries, everything. He developed a new character for himself that I'd say was
He was the saviour.
He was a jock.
The father of British professional wrestling is what he refers to himself at one point.
Does he?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Then he takes the piss out of Zach Gibson because Zach's like, "Oh, if I flicked on this show and saw Jake Hager, I'd be bored." And he goes, "Well, Jack, your mom follows me on Twitter, so she's not bored." It's just awful crap like that.
Jack Swagger known for his great Twitter
I know.
game, of course.
Doesn't he insult a kid in the crowd for being blonde? Well, he goes,
Maybe.
"Yeah, well, you're a blonde," but he's blonde, so I don't know.
There you go. I kind of just.
It's the best of bad because it was never boring. Like, there's nothing worse than a boring pay-per-view or a boring wrestling show. 5-Star was absolutely entertaining from start to finish. The wrestling largely was quite good. I think it's fair to say also. It wasn't bad.
Well, there was
at
good
all.
wrestlers, yeah.
But there were just it was moment after moment after moment. There'll be a reunion, of course. That
We'll be there every.
We'll put it on.
front row.
Can we put it on?
What, a 5-star reunion? I don't think we could afford the intellectual property. I imagine that the man who runs that would want a cool 1 million so he can book CM Punk down the line.
Yeah.
But
I
hope that in AEW we get to see 5-Star Hager rather than WWE Swagger. Just
Apparently,
an idiot let loose with a microphone.
yeah, apparently what they want to do with him is be this big, like, pro-Trump guy. Apparently that's the plan.
What?
To piss off the sort of AEW, I don't want to say progressive audience. Do you know what the people, I think generally the people that are watching might be anti-Trump, and they want to capitalise on that with this big, burly bully.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently
Well, it's a gimmick he's done before.
yeah.
Well,
Bring back Zeb.
yeah, bring back Dirty Dutch.
What's he doing now?
I don't know. Probably resting. He's
Doing
quite
those
old.
Vice documentaries once a year.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's really. Do you want to go next, or should I go next?
I'll go next. I've had to make notes on. I don't know. I'm not speaking to the microphone. I've had to make notes on mine. So this week, can we have a round of applause because we hit 500,000 subscribers?
Yeah. A round of applause for ourselves.
Round of applause for ourselves. And so I turned on email notifications, so I knew who the 500,000th subscriber was. And it was a guy with they clocked the sheet earlier. It's a guy with the name L Horny 26.
Wait, L Horny.
L Horny 26.
Like El Barto.
Yeah.
Right.
No. Sorry, L. Just the
Or the letter.
the letter.
Little horny. Lil
I
horny.
don't know. It could stand for. I don't know. Lenny Horny something. So I was gonna message him and be like, you're the. I had it in my mind that I knew I was doing the podcast this week because Matthew was going to be off. So I was going to, whoever it was, I was going to nominate the 500,000th subscriber because I thought that's a nice thing to do. I wasn't expecting this, but I'm going to go through with it anyway. And I couldn't find a way to message him, and I didn't want to like his DMs aren't open on Twitter, but his bio is 22-year-old guy who jerks himself to sleep. His location is under my bed sheets in Minnesota. And he's just he's a big fan of all sorts. He likes My Little Pony, eroticism. He likes pregnancy. And he likes really hairy women also. So I wanted to send him a T-shirt or something. So if you are watching El Horny 26, get in contact. Because I wasn't going to publicly interact with him on Twitter.
Why not?
So, but he's not obscene on there or anything.
Oh, no.
He responds to obscene things. So Sally Smiles, at Smiles of Sally, posted a picture.
So what have you
of
just
her-
promoted there?
Well, just she's got an OnlyFans and just support independent content creators is what I'm saying, I guess. So she's posted a picture of her denim jean cut off shorts thing, quite revealing, I'd say. At the front there,
belly button's out.
Yeah, belly button. You can't see anything. There's no like, and then the back you can see a bit of like arse cheek at the bottom.
Yeah,
Just in the
yeah,
way
yeah.
that you might see like somebody wear that around.
This
town in
isn't
the
El
summer.
Horny 26 himself. This is a person he's responding to.
And
Yeah,
he's nice here, and he just she said front or back. Do you prefer the front or the back of me?
Of my
Do you prefer-
jeans.
Yeah, yeah.
Of my
and
jeans, yeah.
he's responded front. I get to see your pretty face better.
Oh,
so he's actually a bit
El
of a gentleman.
Horny.
El Horny is a lovely
Oh,
guy,
that's really nice.
and he's got a Cultaholic T-shirt waiting for him if he gets in contact. Congratulations on being the 500,000th subscriber.
That's
as
just
well.
a nice message, that.
Yeah, exactly. No, you thought you saw this.
I was
and you
about
thought
to
it
say
was
the
gonna be-
irony of our 500,000th subscriber being a diddler. But no, there's no need for that, is there?
So there you go. I know this looks bad on paper, but he's just searching for cute girls and jerking himself to sleep, and that's.
It's profile
can
picture.
keep
If
that.
that's him, he's ripped. Look at all of his. Well, I mean, it might be. It's a cartoon. Of,
Yeah. He's got a Superman T-shirt and he's pulling up and he's showing off what looks like an 8-pack there. So he's obviously in shape.
I reckon
cover
this is
photos-
Sam's burner account.
In his cover photo, he's banging an alien by the looks of it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
He's into all. It's not just My Little Pony, pregnancy and hairy. There's a lot on there.
The alien
all
is
of which
actually
is fine
riding
and
him.
legal. Yeah, the alien's hot.
The alien's riding him.
Yeah. She in the
The old Becky Lynch's mum and Big E bike routine, that one.
Is that just the missionary position, but with a woman on? Is it still the missionary position?
What,
Jack?
sorry?
Did you have a look at-
Cowgirl. Adam.
Cowgirl.
Is that cow?
Yeah.
No, because she's not up. She's not.
I don't know if she
might
actually
just
sat
slip.
up. Yeah.
She's done a math
She's slimy, the alien.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So yeah, once again, congratulations to El Horny, aka Super Horny 26. He uses both names, so I'm not sure who that is. I wouldn't have done this had his real name been on.
No,
there,
of
but
course.
I think that's fine, and thanks for subscribing and being a part of the Cultaholic family.
How do I follow? I don't know what I nominate now. Obviously, last night I joked with you that I was going to nominate the Field of the Cloth of Gold,
Yeah, God, Ross,
which
you
really
missed out on this.
annoyed you on the stream.
It didn't
actually.
annoy
It
me.
did
I was
annoy
playing
me.
up to it. But
but
you did go on for a long time about the Field of the Cloth of the Gold. Or whatever.
The Field of the Cloth of Gold. Was,
Give a 30-second rundown.
I'll go.
for Ross.
I'll nominate the Field of the Cloth of Gold, and I'll give the rundown. Basically, the Field of the Cloth of Gold was a like when the Tudor times, Henry VIII had a big show-offy diplomatic meeting with the Kingdom of France, and I think it was Francis I, was it? Was I? Someone corrected me in the comments. I think it was Francis the King of France anyway, and Henry had a wrestling match to try and one up the other and demonstrate who
pro
was
wrestling match.
No, like an amateur. I guess
Greco.
Bit of collar and elbow, yeah. Bit of catch as catch can. And the King of France cheated and tripped Henry and won, and that humiliated Henry, and it all led to diplomatic breakdown between the two kingdoms.
There's no punchline or anything here, by the way.
I thought that was reminiscent of the ongoing NXT versus AEW war. Yeah, but I honestly just couldn't think of anything, and I didn't know. I'm accepting third place this week. It's absolutely fine. But my nomination is The Field of the Cloth of Gold. Yours is
Super Horny 26, aka L Horny.
And Ross.
Jake Hager, a.k.a. the father of British professional wrestling.
Yeah.
I think we know who's going to win this one.
It's
you?
No way.
Field of the Cloth of Gold. Bring it home.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
If you want to vote.
Yeah, if you want to vote, patreon.com/cultaholic.
Thanks, Adam. Cheers, mate.
This is This Week in the Wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
Interesting jingle there from Ross.
What? Not me. He's from Jen.
From Jen.
Thanks for sending that down, Jen.
I DM'd Jen this morning and said, Jen, would you mind just to the tune of Bare Naked Ladies?
Was that Bare Naked Ladies?
It was the beginning of 1 week, yeah.
I didn't even know. I'm a massive Bare Naked Ladies fan.
Jen was
get
like,
that.
this is the week in wrestling. It's the bloody week in the wrestling.
It still doesn't sound like it's been 1 week.
To be honest with you, Jen requested it was slowed down to 0.75 speed because Jen couldn't keep up with the...
Is that it?
Yeah.
Could you do the proper rap bit? The hold it now, I must have heard.
Chinese chicken. That's as far as I can go.
Yeah. Like that.
When I get said, run your clothes, gonna get this. Tony doesn't. I was flying off the backswing.
It's hard. Because got the boom anime babes that make me think the wrong thing.
Can't help it. Yeah.
Great song.
Great song.
Do you like that song?
I do like that song. Yeah.
Great band.
Hard to.
They had to ditch the lead singer from that. You know, Stephen Page.
I heard about this
because they released a kids album, which is brilliant, called Snack Time. And then he got... No, it was at the Christmas album. It was one of them anyway. And then he got caught with a load of bloody cocaine.
Oh, Steve.
Stephen Page. Released a solo album. Not that good.
Oh,
Carry on. What happened? It was a big week for wrestling.
Big week in wrestling and a big week for the Bare Naked Ladies as well. Getting a mention on the Cultaholic podcast. We're going to start. So we're going to start with Raw. There will be no SmackDown this week, but it's only a one-off because SmackDown's already happened and we're waiting for it tonight at the time of release. So yes, okay. So we're going to talk about Raw. And the highlights were, first of all, guess who bloody attacked not only Rey Mysterio Jr., but Rey Mysterio Jr. as well?
Jack Swagger.
Brock Lesnar. Similar levels of expertise.
One is unbeaten in MMA and one isn't.
Yeah, fair point.
That's really true.
With the assist from Eddie Ryan.
So what did you think of this? Because I thought it was effective.
The first 10 minutes were sensational.
Yeah.
But then the next 10 minutes were completely unnecessary.
How do you mean?
Because it just went on, didn't it?
And it was an intentional thing. Did you see? I saw Matthew posted a tweet.
Yeah, the referees,
the ref going, one more time. One more
Yeah.
time. Amazing how they do it. He looks all pissed off. He goes, one more time. Like he's saying, get out of there. It's so clever.
Continue
Like
battering.
Shawn Michaels blading at Hell in a Cell.
Yes.
Oh, the mid-air.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just showing off. He didn't need to do that.
That's cool.
I'm glad he did, though.
Rock and roll. So it looks like it's it looks like he's back on the scene, isn't he? He's been appearing kind of regularly over the past couple of weeks, hasn't he? Has he? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. No, he's going to appear on SmackDown and probably beat Kofi.
Do you think a bit Hell in a Cell? Do you think we'll see either a rematch or will Brock be involved in...
Brock Lesnar's not wrestling twice in 3 days.
No, I don't think so either. Although the money, if it's there, he could just squash someone at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird. We're at the point now. It's 6 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon. We've got 3 matches announced for Hell in a Cell. It's a nightmare for us.
This is just them saying, please watch SmackDown. It's important. Hopefully.
I hope this is a one-off. I agree. Yeah, but it's like
it's
3 matches.
How dare they not think about us when putting their stuff together?
Exactly right. We're the reason you exist, Vince.
Sasha Banks defeated one half of the women's tag team champions, Alexa Bliss. 2 women who have always been rumored to have actual heat with each other backstage, but the way they've been going on Twitter, it did seem like I always kind of look at these rumors and go like, oh, whatever, you don't know. But they do seem to not like each other.
It's weird. You know when Sasha tweeted that thing that just was mocking, well, it looked like it was mocking Seth Rollins. When I saw that first time, and I'd seen the Seth Rollins tweet, I thought, oh, she's mocking Alexa Bliss for not being that great.
Yeah, I thought she
that's
was
the way
as
that
well.
I took it.
Well, Alexa then tweeted some kind of eye-rolling emoji.
Oh, right,
but
okay.
not linked to it, just on its own.
One of my favourite matches of the night.
Lions Den on Sunday. Lock them in there.
Yeah? I'd be up for
Call
that.
off the Raw Women's Championship match. Just lock them two in there.
Yeah,
That's better, that, isn't it?
Well, you've met Alexa, and you said she was really nice.
I mean, how much can you learn from 5? She was very pleasant to me.
Well, then your team
there
will
was
let
a
you-
problem with the camera. And she
Heat between
complimented
Adam
my-
Pacitti and Sasha Banks there.
No. I've never met Sasha. I don't think. Yeah. No, have I? No. I've operated a camera while she's being interviewed.
Oh, okay.
They both seem fine. Sasha's got a bloody private bus now, coach.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's
She's got the
real?
legit bus.
Sissy Bunks.
It's actually happened. Yeah, apparently so.
Do you reckon that was real? I thought that was just like her being a character.
Oh, maybe.
She tells jokes to Vince, and Vince gets her a bus in return.
I don't think it was just the jokes, but sure. No, I didn't take it like that. I didn't see the interview. I just read the transcript. So maybe. I don't know. But I thought this was effective. I thought the stare down in the crowd and Becky's little promo was good as well. The first hour of Raw, I thought pretty strong. And then...
Are we all right with Sasha? Because the past few weeks, she's just been easily battering the Raw Women's Tag Team. I know that, they're not as important as the main players in the women's division, but Alexa and Nikki are champions, and often champions get beat quite a lot. It's a common criticism of WWE. What do you think?
The titles were dead anyway.
Okay.
They're still
You're not
dead
wrong,
now, aren't
yeah.
they?
Yeah, and I really thought, because Vince loves Alexa, that they were going to be featured more prominently, and it's just been another time that tag titles have been a prop in a world title picture. Very frustrating.
It's just another example of a team that could be so much more. They haven't played up the juxtaposition between Nikki and Alexa, have they?
No, there's buddies.
Yeah, just pals. That's not how it should be.
babyface buddies.
Nikki Cross is mental.
Yeah.
Weird.
From one set of excellent champions to another, the Raw Tag Team champions, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler, beat Heavy Machinery.
Fun match. I like this.
Thought it was happening.
But
Thought
you thought it was happening.
Thought it was happening, yeah. Thought it was going to finally happen.
No, I enjoyed it. I think it was something a bit different on the show, and I think Heavy Machinery sort of proved that they can do the comedy stuff, but at the end it got a bit more intense.
Yeah.
And they worked.
my opinion of them changed when there was that pay-per-view in Washington State where Daniel
Extreme
Bryan was getting
Rules.
cheered all the time, and they had a really nice, I think it was like a 3-team match.
Oh, that was Extreme Rules.
Yeah, was it? And Heavy Machinery were
Or
really
Stomping
good.
Grounds, I don't know.
Whenever Bryan was getting cheered,
Yeah.
even though he was a heel, it was great, that match. And I thought, I just always saw them as like, kind of like, comedy lads, blah, blah, but they can actually really wrestle, really. I thought, like, Tucker, I was like, whoa.
I feel so sorry for him, yeah.
Because he's
He literally has everything, that man. He's charismatic, a fantastic athlete.
I
But
don't know
he's
if he's
just
that charismatic. Do you think?
all night, took a night. He can go
Well, I
all
take
night.
it back. Now you
He
say
can
that.
go all night, him.
Member of the legendary Knight family as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paige's older
Paige's
brother.
brother, yeah. Just his partner's Otis, and Otis is like Chris Farley.
I
reincarnated.
never thought of it. That's such a great
Chris
comparison.
Farley without the cocaine.
Yeah.
So Tucker is Adam Sandler.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's pretty apt, really, isn't it?
I guess so.
I was watching
So,
that the other day. The Adam Sandler, Billy Madison,
Oh, yeah.
when he's going, "It's cool to pee your pants."
Oh,
Have
yeah.
you seen it? You'd love Billy
Not for
Madison.
you.
You'd really love.
Because I'm a
Billy
child with a child's brain.
No. It's a really funny film. It's not a kids' film at all. Sorry, carry on.
We got the announcement for. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this. The next match, the next big Saudi Arabia show, will feature Team Hogan versus Team Nate.
Halloween night.
Yeah, it's gonna be spooky. And all the. No, I was gonna make a Rising from the Dead joke, but no, I won't do
Hogan's
that.
going to dress up like a ghost.
Yeah,
Or a
it's-
Klansman. I think this is quite.
There's I just remembered something there. Sorry, we'll talk at the end when we speak about what happened at the end of Raw.
Go on.
Someone tweeted something. Should I say it now?
Go on.
So Lana necked on with Bobby Lashley, as we saw. Someone, I forget who it was. I apologise for not remembering your name on Twitter. Someone was like, Rusev joined Team Hogan. So the first thing Lana did was neck on with a black man in front of her.
It's true.
In front of her within the hour. Defiance from Lana. Anyway,
Hogan
sorry.
is the man that set all this up. Then.
Yeah.
Nice, I like it. That's
Just
real
Lana going,
storytelling.
"You're joining a racist tag team? How dare you? Come here, Bob."
So the first thing that I noticed here was that it seems as though Team Hogan's going to be the babyface team.
Yeah.
Team Flair's going to be the heel team, even though everyone loves Ric Flair.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, obviously, Flair, I think, was a better heel
Yeah.
and is known for being a heel, but he's not a heel anymore. He's just an old bloke, isn't he? He's just this legend who is nuts and we like.
Yeah. And do you want? I mean, I want Team Flair to win because I prefer Flair. to
Yeah.
Hogan.
Yeah, Hogan's going to win, though.
Oh yeah.
100%.
In
With
his
Seth and bloody,
in Hogan country.
He's going to get
Saudi
his
Arabia.
hands on Rick. He promised on Twitter this week, apparently.
Did he?
Yeah, I
He's
think it was
blocked
on
me, I
Twitter.
didn't see it.
Oh.
What did he
I didn't
say?
see it
Gonna
either.
drop the
Just,
leg?
maybe. I think he just said he's going to get his hands on Flair, which I can't wait for, actually.
I'm glad
because we thought they were teasing the actual match between Flair and
that's
Hogan.
what I was going to say. I'm glad that they confirmed that the captains would be Orton and Seth, because I thought last-minute additions it was going to be Hogan and Flair. Which, you know, I don't get me wrong, I wouldn't want to see it, but if they're going to have a match, a 5-on-5 match where all they have to do is a figure 4 and a leg drop sort of makes sense.
The problem is, this is coming really close to Survivor Series.
Yeah, the 5-on-5 thing.
Yeah.
Bollocks, isn't
Is
it?
it going to be elimination?
I think it must be brand warfare, Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Surely.
Well,
Well,
after
with
SmackDown got
NXT.
embarrassed. last
NXT,
year.
yeah.
Oh,
Really
yeah.
hope
NXT Invasion's got to happen
Really
like the night after Super Show. Wait, the show after Super Showdown.
Is this
With
one
bloody
called-
Finn. Sorry, I know we're getting there. With bloody Finn on
Yeah.
on NXT, Team NXT. That would be
Him,
class.
Ciampa, Cole, Gargano,
Riddle?
Riddle.
Riddle.
Dream,
There you go.
maybe? There's
Oh,
loads of
Dane on the
Dream.
side.
Dream and Dane just dancing around the ring, arm in arm.
The Viking Raiders defeated the OC, Eric, my boy, and Ivar, my lesser boy.
Which one's which again?
Eric is...
Don't- I still don't know.
Eric is...
Row.
Yeah, Eric's Raymond Rowe, the bald one.
Okay,
And
Hansen is
Ivar's
Ivar,
Hansen.
okay.
The one with the head long hair. Yep, that's right. Anyway, they beat the OC. They seem to have had the better of the OC in this feud. Do you think that's the end of it? Did anything happen after this match, actually? I can't remember.
No.
No.
They just won.
Yeah, I hope that's. You know what? There's two sides to this. I'm glad to see that they're away from squash matches because those were getting tedious.
Yeah.
But I just feel a bit sorry for the OC because it looked like they were Vince was finally going to invest in them a little bit. He still cares about AJ.
I think he
doesn't
still
give a
will.
toss about.
He doesn't give a toss about Styles. Gallows and Anderson. Because AJ wasn't at ringside, wasn't he? They just got beat. But when Styles is there, it's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think more things happen.
As you said on the stream, it's not his creation, so I don't think he wants to.
I think as well, like you need to get the Viking Raiders to beat Rude and Ziggler for the belts, and then the Authors of Pain will come in, and that's your feud there, surely.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
All
as
the
well.
big lads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Ricochet versus Cesaro, great little sprint of a match.
Yeah, just a bit too short. But you know what? It's not a problem because it was just set up very quickly in a backstage thing. But this Raw could have done with a really good match. There's one thing that it didn't have was a really great match. I don't
big
think anyway.
highlight.
No, there wasn't, was there?
On a week with such great wrestling elsewhere as well.
Well, this is the thing. Like when after the stream was cut, we were just like, oh god, should we have even done? Because
I was
we were expecting more.
After last night, Wednesday night, we don't need Raw and SmackDown.
No,
We just don't need them. Just have NXT and AEW. That's all you need.
it's Wednesday versus the rest of the week now. That's the real
Yeah.
war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ricochet won, which I'm torn about because yes, it's probably the right result, but I just wish Cesaro had more. Get him to NXT. We've all been saying
agree.
it.
Yeah.
The United States Championship match, AJ Styles defeated Cedric Alexander. The burial of Cedric continues.
He had a good
yeah,
showing,
he did,
didn't he?
yeah,
It was all right. And I don't have a problem with a champion winning in a dominant way
Yeah.
either. Like I didn't mind that pre-show match.
That
I
pre-show
did.
was a shock.
I
That
did.
It
pre-show
was a
match.
shock,
yeah.
but it
It
didn't
was
bother me.
the bit that bothered me was the lifting of the shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's a fair point. I hope this is it though. Now I hope AJ moves on, but I think we'll see.
They've
another
done it
pre-show
backwards,
match
haven't they?
between-
Though? The feud again. They always do it backwards in certain ways. The squash match should have been what happened on Raw this week, but this Raw match should have been on the pre-show.
Yeah,
They always
you're
do
right.
things backwards, don't they? Well, not always. Sometimes.
So then we moved on to Lacey Evans versus Natalia. Lacey won. Is that the feud over now?
I hope so.
Yeah, she's got custody of the sharpshooter.
Yeah.
Natalia's,
She didn't use it.
Natalia's invention.
She won with a roll-up, so of course.
I don't know about this week, but I think Lacey's been steadily improving. She had a good match against Ember Moon recently. Maybe that was just because it was against Ember Moon. I don't know, but
That's why she's in the feud with Natalia, because Natalia's good at the wrestling.
I
isn't she?
feel for Lacey because I think she was just pushed way too quick.
Yeah.
And it's harmed her.
She should be on NXT now. Well, is NXT even? Where does NXT start now in terms of developmental, and where does it position itself?
Developmental with a really
It's
good
been
TV deal, I
WWE's
guess.
third brand for years now.
Sure has.
Paul Triple H Levesque says that.
And finally, we got the main segment of the night, which was kind of like two segments jammed into one. It was almost like they hadn't really thought this through. It was Rollins versus Rusev. That was the match, but that wasn't really important because everything else happened around it. So was this during the match was in progress?
Yeah. Rusev hit a super kick. And then we saw the limo beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
forgot
it was
about the
Bobby
limo.
Lashley was.
it's
proper
CM
Nitro.
Punk.
Yeah.
It's John Morrison. It's all these people. Then out comes Bobby Lashley.
So yeah, he came out. He stood on the ramp.
He got a Bobby
gestured.
Lashley pop.
Yeah, he gestured. You recognised the theme before I did. I was just like, who the hell's that?
Oh,
And
God.
then he was gesturing for ages, and then finally Lana comes
him,
out.
boys.
They hug, and then they kiss, and then they kiss, and then they kiss, and then
And
they
then
kiss.
Lana showed racism, the red card, by necking on with Bobby
Exactly.
Lashley. That's no. Lana's now cheated. Well, cucked Rusev for a third time in WWE.
Yeah, so The Rock.
So the first time was an unofficial one because it was when she was with Ziggler, but they weren't an official couple outside of WWE.
Oh, okay, right.
So they announced their engagement while that love thing with Summer Rae and Ziggler and the fish was going on. And then she had the one-night fling. Yeah, when Rusev hoiked the fish. Jesus. Then she had the one-night fling with The Rock, where The Rock said she was very flexible. And now she's necking on with Lashley. And why is Rusev still with her?
Vince hates Rusev and Lana together.
The rumours when he put that Ziggler thing on was he didn't believe a man like Rusev could get with a lady like Lana.
Rusev is such an attractive man.
He's a very handsome man.
He's so handsome.
I know back then he was bigger, like
Longer
bigger
hair
and
and
longer
that.
hair, more shaggy.
Still look
but
great.
now he's got the fade, the moustache. Whoa.
He looks like Adam Pacitti.
I'm
Yeah.
growing
Well, I
that
don't know when you're
moustache.
doing it,
Yeah, I'm going to shave that in a couple of weeks when it's grown out a bit
Movember?
more. I might, yeah, conveniently sort of do it so people, when they see me in the street, they'll just think, oh, he's not a sex pest. Just
I genuinely
growing
thought you were going to
moustache
say
for
so people recognize me again.
November. no, I'm not going to have the handlebar. I just like a Rusev and start. I want to see what it looks like.
Okay.
Thank you.
I would if I could. I just can't.
No, I can't either.
You can. You got a little goatee on
That's
now.
that's just laziness. That's not
But
deliberate.
if you just keep the laziness going,
But I can't
you can
grow
have a
any
moustache. I
here.
can see a
I can't
moustache
grow-
there.
but I can't grow any
So
here.
grow a moustache like me.
Let's all get moustaches.
Hey!
What an image that would be for the channel. Everyone with moustaches.
Jen, you stick this on right now.
And then the segment wasn't over yet because not only had Rusev been horribly betrayed by Lana for a third time, but also the Fiend then came out and attacked Seth Rollins again. And I know he didn't lay hands on him last week, but it feels like Raw's ending the same way. Has it ended in pretty much very similar fashion the past 3 weeks or so? With
The Braun thing. Was it 3 weeks? 2 weeks?
I think this is the third.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
It is just ending the same way.
yeah.
Yeah, and not even
And I like
this
the
could
Fiend, I
save
like
it for me. Yeah, it was just it was overbooked, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
For
was. Yeah,
And
it was.
It was a bit of a mess. Yeah, I'm still excited for Fiend versus Seth just because I really don't know how it's going to finish. I think it'll be double.
Oh, well, they teased it on Twitter, didn't they?
But yeah, they did a Twitter poll. How do you think this Hell in a Cell match will end? Pinfall, submission, disqualification.
Why have they done that?
Why would you do that?
Why have they done that?
Absolutely mental.
Can't they just put the belt on Bray?
DQs are always happening in Hell in a Cell, man.
Why
Couldn't
have they done
believe
that?
it.
Oh, God.
So how does that happen?
Maybe they're just working.
I don't think
it's
it's
all
a-
riled up.
I don't think it's double. It's like no contest, isn't it? Double,
no contest,
double,
yeah.
double
Double-
KO, not double DQ.
But Bray shouldn't even be doing a double KO. He shouldn't be knocked out at this point either. It
Unless
will be
Jake
a
Hager
DQ.
returns
That's a good
and
point.
does
It's all a swerve.
and does MMA on them.
How did Lesnar get the one between Roman and
This is
Strowman
what I was thinking
thrown
of.
out?
You know when I said, has this not happened before
Yeah,
in
yeah.
some way? It was
last year, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was
it
was
got-
that a no contest or a DQ?
It got disqualified because Lesnar hit them both with an F5. Oh, by God. The
and that was
humanity.
a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah,
or a cage-
yeah.
It was a Hell in a Cell, so it was a
Fo-
DQ.
Mick Foley had to keep fighting and he got chucked off the top of the cell.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
it's going to be a DQ. It's
Lesnar
gonna
like
be.
ripped the door off or something. Something happened. He destroyed a bit of the cell. I can't remember exactly how.
You're literally allowed to do anything you want.
Yeah.
Mick Foley, got tossed off the top. This is... oh, come on.
Bash at the beach.
Wait.
Finger poked. So yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There's Raw for you.
Raw was, I think, no...
It was so underwhelming.
Yeah, underwhelming.
Can it I was so disappointed because you think there's competition now. It's the season premiere, new set, pyro, everything. Pyro was good.
Pyro was very good.
They
I
weren't
like the
good-
set as well.
Yeah,
I know
I
you don't
like
like
the
the
set.
door being off center.
Yeah, I'm
I
not a
get
fan.
that.
That's just my weird.
No, that's
brain.
fair enough.
This year, we'd seen Raw, actually, I think, eclipse SmackDown quite a lot.
Yeah.
And SmackDown's often the better show of the two, even though it's the less heralded one. But now I think this could signify, if this is a sign of things to come, this could be the pendulum swinging back in SmackDown's favour a lot. Because it seems like WWE are now like, oh, Fox deal, let's all our eggs on the SmackDown basket. Raw, do your Raw thing. Yeah.
I think we'll know as soon as the draft happens how much investment they're putting in either brand.
Right,
Just
right.
with who ends up.
With our first pick, SmackDown picked Brock Lesnar. Raw, with our first pick, we picked Primo. That would be class. And now on to the first installment of the Wednesday Night Wars, NXT, which was a really good show, I thought. Really excellent stuff.
I haven't seen a second of it.
Okay.
I've
that's
only
all right.
seen the highlights of it.
I've seen the highlights, but it looked really good.
Yeah,
So,
no,
yeah.
from the fan reception, especially on the night, I feel like it looked like a better show. I think it had the better card.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, I thought that as well, just from the response. It seemed like NXT was... But several pundits in the wrestling world have since said that they thought AEW was the better of the two this week.
Right, okay.
Including Brian Zane.
Really? I think it's interesting because NXT has all of these established characters that we're familiar with, and there are ongoing storylines already. Plus, they had 2 massive returns. Whereas AEW, they're still just starting out. We're still not that familiar with things. I thought AEW, we'll get onto it in a bit, but I think it looked like the better show production.
Oh, it looked amazing. Yeah, it looked amazing.
I mean, my thought was like reading the results, which I have done. They can't do that every week, NXT.
Yeah, because it was a mini takeover.
Yeah, they can't do that every week, whereas AEW can, because there was big stars not there. There was a lot of big stars there, but there was also another set of big stars not there. But NXT had them all there, I think, didn't they? Everyone was there.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
just a Io Shirai, maybe. She wasn't there.
Oh, no, she was there.
She was there?
Yeah, she was there. She wrestled as well. So, yeah, I think everyone was there.
That would be my only concern for NXT, is the fact that the bar's there now. The only way is Dune.
Yeah, I think that's a really fair point.
So we open the show with the NXT Championship match. Adam Cole defending against Matt Riddle. Bold statement from Triple H there, starting with the NXT title match. In what is, again, I've only seen the highlights, but it was said generally across the board it would have been a really good match. Adam Cole won with the assist of, like, he hit him with his cast a bit. So it was a bit of a dirty finish, but a really good match. And I think that Riddle will still be NXT champion at some point.
I don't know. I think they might call him up before that even happens. Yeah, just because I think they'll want him on the same brand as Brock, depending on the Cain Velasquez stuff. I guess how that sort of plays into it as well. But I don't think he's going to be in NXT for that long. If he holds the title, I think he'll hold it from one takeover to the next, and then he'll go.
Fair enough.
Just because I think he's such a big investment for them, and they'll want him on the main brand. I think he's one of the few that's being paid really big money down there as well, which must play into it.
That's very true.
Although Finn's down there now, and he's got to be on like nearly $1 million.
He must have asked to quit. In what line of work? I know NXT is the third brand, but it's a demotion. Going from Raw, SmackDown, whatever he was on, to NXT. In the wrestling world, it's a demotion.
Yeah, it is. Maybe he's still really passionate about wrestling, and the stuff that he was doing on...
I mean, he was lost, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He's never since he got injured after the SummerSlam title
he
match.
dropped the Universal title. Well, forfeited the Universal title. He's never been the same, has he?
Never. But he must have stayed in Florida all the time. Yeah. New wife, I reckon he must have asked her. This is just hack theory on the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast once again. I reckon he must have asked her. Couldn't have gone, oh, don't.
Well, I believe that, like...
Because it makes no business sense, does it? Because you've got this guy who must be on proper main roster money, like proper top main roster money, yeah. And he's down in NXT. I know they're on USA now, but it is still not the main roster.
I agree. Maybe he did say, like, I am NXT now, moving forward. What was the exact wording? I can't remember.
I'm NXT. I think it was, like, for good or something.
Yeah, right? So he's going to be down there for a while. You know what? It's big name, star value. And maybe this is just leading to the Survivor Series match, if that does happen. Maybe it's to get
and then call him up straight away afterwards.
Maybe.
Oh, you
I hope not. It would be
bastard.
a stupid thing for him to say, I'm NXT for good. But, I don't know. I'm really excited about him being down there because I think we're going to see him wrestle really great matches again. That's one thing that he's not been doing. He's been having really good matches, but not amazing matches, not NXT or New Japan style Finn Balor matches.
So, well, we thought from this that it was going to be like, it seems like it's going to be Cole versus Balor, but by the end of the show, it's not quite looking that way, actually. Next, the Velveteen Dream called out Roderick Strong and basically challenged him to a rematch. Says, Roderick, you should step out of the shadow of your stable, basically, be your own man and all that sort of thing.
Good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. I wonder how long all of the Undisputed Era are going to hold all the belts for. Maybe they'll lose them all at War Games.
Yeah.
We were saying this in the stream, weren't we?
Yeah.
War Games should just be the War Games match for 2.5 hours.
It'd be amazing.
All the belts on the line, and never do that again. But it'd be good to see it once.
Just the Undisputed Era versus... Who were the guys that we were saying? 4 guys. It was Riddle. Who was the tag team?
Street Profits.
Was it Street Profits?
I don't know.
I
can't remember.
But with all the belts on the line, I think that'd be fun, yeah.
Did you have a fun night streaming?
Yeah, it was alright.
Oh, yeah.
Just because you were saying that Raw was underwhelming, but it sounds like the banter in between was...
It's always off the scale, isn't it, with us two?
Io Shirai defeated Mia Yim in a good little match, which I think is just the right call, because Mia Yim has redeemed herself slightly after that quite flat title match against Shayna Baszler.
A lot of people like that. I didn't.
That quite flat was kind.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought she had a big chance and fluffed it.
Right. Well, she's redeemed herself. She's redeemed herself slightly in defeat to Io Shirai, who surely is. Well, she's surely the next women's champion, but that would be a heel versus heel match. Does that matter?
I think
think it does in
Shayna's
its
getting
case.
called up, isn't she, soon?
Do
I
you
think
think Shayna will lose
Yeah.
it? Maybe.
I think she's going to do an Asuka, just retire her reign.
And
whatever.
that's one that I wouldn't mind at all. I didn't really like it when what was it? War Raiders went back down and they looked like they were going to forfeit the titles, and then there was a multi-team tag match, and then nobody beat them anyway, so they did forfeit the titles. Am I
Right,
remembering
I
that
think it was something
correctly?
like that.
But I remember being annoyed about it because I was like, it should only be done for really, really exceptional circumstances. And I think Shayna Baszler, with the length of her reign and similar to Asuka, that should be the one.
I think she could lose it in a multi-person match and
Not get pinned.
not get pinned.
Candice pinning someone else or something.
Yeah,
I
or
thought Candice might win yesterday, so
Shayna
I'm surprised
gets-
there wasn't a title change here.
Shayna gets she's brawling up the ramp with someone or gets taken out in a big spot. Yeah, she just doesn't get pinned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Johnny Gargano defeated Shane Thorne in what you, I think, theorized was from what happened later, it was just to get Johnny away from the main event scene into something else for a little bit.
I think the focal point is now put on the man who returned at the
The
end
man
of
who
the night,
returned at the end, yeah.
and Cole, and so they don't want Johnny in there to muddy the waters, just in case maybe that Finn's being added too. Maybe it'll be a triple threat. I don't know.
Oh, I'd like to see Gargano versus Finn.
yeah,
actually,
me too. That'd be a great match. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Abs.
that'd be a great match. Abs.
Abs.
The Battle of the Abs. Yeah, that'd be nice.
That's just a match, an absolutely stop.
Hey.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of. I tried to think of what Matthew would say. Speaking of abs, but then it was
Tekken.
NXT Women's Champion Shayna Baszler retained her title against Candice LeRae in a match that I actually wouldn't have been too surprised if this had been the moment when she finally lost it, because first week of the
And then Shayna
Wednesday Night
straight
Wars.
on SmackDown on Friday.
straight. Yeah, that would have made sense.
And I think Candice is an incredible babyface. Such a great wrestler. It's good to see her actually wrestling again as well.
Yes.
She went through a long period of not doing much. So yeah, I haven't seen. I've seen the highlights again. It looked like a hell of a match.
Yeah. I think this is one of those ones where I would have been fine with either the title changing hands or not.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where this really goes next. I wonder if Candice will get another shot. It's hard to kind of tell what the women's division's doing at the minute, but it all seems to be built into Io Shirai at some point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. And then, of course, we had Pete Dunne versus Danny Burch, which was Pete Dunne winning in a nice hard-fought match. 2 Brits. Brit Rest isn't dead. Well, and Pete Dunne won. And then, I don't think you've included it on here, but there was another match as well.
Was there? I copied this directly from WWE.com, but they don't give a toss. They don't even put the
No,
gallery on.
they give a toss.
No, they
The
don't.
descriptions they put on those matches have had
no.
hours of thought put into them.
I'm not talking about that. I was trying to get pictures together for some. I must
Was
have
NXT
graded or
UK?
something. No, they did it last night as well. You click the gallery and it just takes you to the bloody homepage. Could give a toss.
There was another match as well. It was the tag title match, the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly again.
Oh, the main event, yeah.
Street
sure.
Profits in what we called the end of this match because we switched over. That'll put
15-minute
butts in seats.
overrun like that.
Yeah.
The war is on.
Foley ruined it, didn't he, on Twitter?
Did he?
I think someone told me today he showed his his TV guide, and it had NXT running for 2 hours 15 minutes.
Oh right, no, I thought it had been announced anyway.
Had you? Oh,
yeah, no,
right.
I think it was on everybody's screen.
Oh, fair enough.
User interface.
I thought you'd ruined the
Skybox,
magic,
whatever.
Mick.
I don't think so anyway.
And
Tell you who did ruin the magic just before we get there. Bloody
Jason
Jay.
Hughes.
Jay
I
from
haven't
Jay
seen
and
this, but I've
Silent.
heard.
Oh man, he was live streaming on Twitch, and we'll get to it in a second. But the new women's champion was doing a photo shoot before her match, and he was live streaming it before.
That's
it even
fine though, because the producer came up with an excellent excuse.
Very clever.
What was
Genuinely
that?
nailed it. It's like, yeah, we take pictures with the belt with both women, so it doesn't matter who wins. Very clever.
Very good, but
What a guy, but a liar.
and the Undisputed Era retained, and then Adam Cole was it looked like something was going to happen, because instead of getting in the ring with his pals, Cole was at the top of the ramp going, "Well done, boys, great job." And then he was confronted by the returning Tommaso Ciampa. Really exciting to see him back. It's probably going to lead to a big match between the two.
Yeah, great to see him back.
Yeah.
He's recovered incredibly quickly. It's just I
hope
got
it-
goosebumps when he came out. It was really special.
I hope it's a number one contender between Ciampa and Finn.
Okay.
I like that.
That's
a lot,
where
yeah.
I'd go.
Would you
on
want
NXT
who
Weekly
wins?
TV.
I don't know.
Oh.
So the next
Not my problem.
takeover, we get the championship match still, right?
Yeah.
So that's a big sell
That's a
for
big
the
main
weekly TV
event,
shows
yeah.
as well. The number one contender match, Finn versus
Oh,
Ciampa.
yeah.
Yeah. You could even have it be a draw, and then there'd be a triple threat for the belt.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many directions. There's so many options. This seemed like a pretty strong show. But as I mentioned, the opinion was split on which was better, this or AEW. I think, from what I've seen, NXT was better, but maybe you'll disagree. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. What did Matthew think? Did we get his... Oh, he hasn't
He's not
caught up
watched
yet.
it. He can't even watch it.
He can't watch it because he's in Germany. He was going to Germany at the time. Moving on now to the first ever AEW Dynamite on TNT. And the first match... Well, first of all, we had the commentary team of JR, Tony Schiavone, and Excalibur.
Smashed it. Thought they were great.
Tony Schiavone is amazing.
He hasn't lost a step.
Yeah, agreed.
He's just a fantastic man.
Not just
Both
a
ears
not
are
just
pierced.
an
Where's Sassy? Yeah. It's one thing I pick up on these Road 2 shows. Always got his ears pierced in them. Anyway.
Rings or studs?
Studs.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I think they are studs. I don't know. Someone can comment me.
skater boy.
Correct me. But he was amazing.
Yeah,
Jim Ross was very... The thing they finally worked out how to handle Jim Ross, I thought. His partners.
Tell him what's happening.
I didn't want to say it as bluntly as that, but like the roles were very much... Everyone's worked out what they're doing now, which is... It was always going to take a few shows, but now it's there and it's very good.
I like Excalibur. He's the glue.
Yeah. He knows things, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does know things, and he's indie-rific. And every single Jim Cornette review starts with him having a go at Excalibur for wearing a mask. It's really weird. What
master and commentary? He finds that.
He finds that he says he looks like a bootleg, outlaw, trash bag wrestler.
I thought his mask looked very expensive yesterday.
Yeah,
it was glittery and everything.
So we got the first match, which was Cody with Brandy versus Sammy Guevara. And we thought the music had broken because Cody came out of silence at first. They rose up.
I thought the music
there
was
was
the whole night.
dramatic noises.
Well, yeah. But
I think that's a TNT thing, that, because WCW suffered from the same issue.
Quiet music.
Yeah.
But you know what? I wasn't sold on. Like, obviously, Cody has a great theme, and we all know that. But like a lot of the themes to the guys coming out, from what I could hear, they sounded pretty like YouTube Music Library stuff. They didn't, and that's one thing I love about WWE is just like no matter where you are on the card, well, for the most part, not the Kabuki Warriors, but you have a good theme.
Woo,
like,
woo, woo.
You know,
Yeah, everyone knows,
bro,
yeah,
hi, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think most people have good themes. Which are generally in fitting with their characters, and I just don't think AEW's there yet. But that'll come as well, I guess.
This was a good match, a really good match to start things off, I think. Good clash of stylies.
Brandy
taking a big bump.
the head. Oof.
The head. Oh, because it...
Banged on the... Oof.
Yeah, she got pulled in the way of a dive from Cody by Sammy. Sammy was doing all of his nimble stuff. Cody was doing more of his veteran moves. There was a really nice big Spanish fly from the top. They hit Oscars on each other.
Yeah, both of them did.
Yeah.
I was like, is that just saying, bro, B's here? Oh, I will. In you come. She's making the trek from Japan every week. You can as well.
I'd like to have seen him hit a few Robinson specials as well, the big spinning kick. And then Cody got the win with... he got the knees up on a shooting star press and then rolled him up, which I think was clever because it wasn't like he'd just easily beaten him. It was more of like, I'm more of a veteran.
Outsmarted
you. Yeah, I've outsmarted you here. They went to shake hands. Well, no, then Tony got in the ring.
Tony?
And got about 2 seconds of an interview out, and then Sammy pushed him away. Went for the handshake. They did shake hands, and then Cody got blindsided by Jericho, who beat him down for ages because we were watching on Fight.
Yes.
And the advert break.
Oh yeah. Did you watch it on Fight?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were seeing. So we didn't get it until about half an hour, 45 minutes in that we were seeing all the dark stuff as well.
Yeah.
I really like that Sammy thing. The fact that he shook his hand and then he walked away when Jericho
And then it
attacked,
played off.
then
It played off
at the end
later
of
on.
the show.
Yeah,
I think that was clever.
That's what I'm looking forward to with this. They're not going to spell things out as much as WWE do.
Yeah.
Obviously, because it's a more mature audience, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know what? Me and Jack were sort of questioning it at the beginning of the stream. It's just, why has he just walked away? He
Is it just not his
and then
fight?
it actually was addressed at the end of the night. That they don't do that in WWE very often.
Show don't tell.
Yes.
Yes. Then we had MJF versus Brandon Cutler, which was a very short match. I think the ending was planned when he tweaked his leg.
Yeah, I
Off the
thought
top
I was,
rope,
yeah.
And then MJF just quickly got him in an armbar. But he also cut a funny promo beforehand, MJF, saying that he was on the wrong side of the guardrail and everything. A lot of people in our chat were questioning whether MJF will be a future champion, and we thought mid-card champ.
No, I thought world champion.
Oh, he's world
I think
champion.
he's world champion.
He's beefing up as well.
Yeah, a lengthy mid-card feud.
Honky tonk man style.
Yeah, but no, I think within 2 years he's going to be a world champion.
Right.
I just think he's
Fair
so good.
I can't believe how big he's getting.
Yeah,
if you look at him like 2 years ago and now, the difference is put in the work.
He's only about 23
I'd say.
He's looking real.
Live and learn, kid.
Not much more to really say about that one. That was just
It's as
quick
long as it
little
should.
match.
That was the thing I was worried about when they were like, "Oh, we're not going to do these 2-minute matches that WWE do." Some matches end quickly, some fights end quickly. So it's good that they do that.
Yeah. Then we went ringside with Jay and Silent Bob, who were plugging their upcoming film that Jericho's in. Excuse me. Then they got interrupted by Angelico and Jack Evans, and then Jason Mewes went, "You've never won a match," which is true. They haven't won a match in AEW, so yeah.
And then he shouted, "Rio's going to win later tonight, by the way."
And then the private party. Right, I still don't know what happened here. The private party came down and gave them some drinks, and then
But I was expecting them to throw them or something. But at least they're being featured in. They're keeping the tag team tournament in our minds.
I didn't realise they came down with the security guard that ushered them away at the end. So I was thinking the security. I didn't see him lead the way, and I just thought the security guard doesn't know who Private Party is. It's quite funny when you don't see the start of that.
I don't know why they did this because they've already beaten Angelico and Jack Evans clean. Why are they continuing the feud? But
I quite like it, mate, because it's going to lead to I think it'll lead to somewhere where those two properly snap and it goes somewhere for them. But I also like the fact that the celebrities weren't involved in like a proper main event. They didn't ruin the proper serious stuff. If that makes, I know it's not hard.
It's
not
like
John,
when-
not like Gene. Yeah.
John Stewart.
And it also like elevates Jack and Angelico in a way by being involved with movie stars.
That's true as well. That is very true. Then we got a little video of SCU. As like the president.
They got the actual Barack Obama to do the voiceover, which I find amazing.
Did they?
And that Richard showed me this, by the way. I'm going to share it on Twitter. 2008, I think it is. WWE did a fake Hillary Clinton
And a fake
versus
Barack Obama.
I had
Did you
no
not
idea.
see that?
Barack comes out to the Rock's theme.
Yeah.
He has massive fake ears.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
It's unbelievable.
It's amazing. Yeah.
What was the other one? Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell and
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That was
And
great.
I almost said that. No, they had the real Bill Clinton, didn't they?
At WrestleMania
yeah,
10.
That was the real bloke. Never mind.
Then they came out on the stage and Tony was interviewing them, and then Scorpio Sky revealed that he was going to be the guy stepping out, and the other two were going to be in the tag tournament. And then Phoenix and Penta got there, and they just had a bit of a brawl.
Yep.
Nice little segment. It just sort of leads to they're not facing each other in the
No,
first
it's
round. are they?
Luchasaurus against. The Jungle Experience. What did they
The
call
Jungle
it?
Experience.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
boy and his dinosaur.
The other three of them are like called the Jungle Express, aren't they?
Oh right.
it's
yeah.
those two. Well, two of them against Ray.
So have they telegraphed the finals here then?
I
They're
think
not-
so, yeah.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Maybe.
Maybe. So that was the show kind of slowed down a little bit there because there was two non-wrestling segments. But then we had Pac versus Hangman Page, which was good. It wasn't maybe as good as it would have been if it had happened at Double or Nothing.
Did you know that Pac is a bastard?
Yeah.
You're
Did you know?
kidding me. Yeah.
You could say
It's-
bastard on television.
This was good for what it was. It felt like maybe there was a bit more they could have done, but they did some good stuff as well.
Best match on the card, I'd say. Actually,
yeah.
no, I enjoyed Cody Sammy
It's
maybe a
between
little bit
those
more.
two.
Yeah.
There was a huge moonsault that I remember from Adam Page to the outside, and Pac, because he's just hard, didn't even flinch. He just, I'll catch you. Oh, it was good. Pac won with the Brutalizer, which is the submission that beat Kenny Omega.
Yes.
And it knocked out. I think it knocked out Hangman.
It was very quick.
It was. Yeah, really quick. Actually.
Maybe just a second too quick.
He couldn't tap, could he? Because the arm was locked.
Yeah.
I assumed that he'd gone I submit to the ref because it was too
I
quick.
thought he
for
was
a
Normally
Oh,
make
pass
it
out
clearer,
spot.
don't they?
Yeah. I think he might have given out. No, they didn't make it clear at all.
No.
Did they? They didn't say either way.
You normally hear him like, yeah, or something like that. I don't know.
It was a good match, and then we moved on to the AEW Women's match to crown the first ever champion, Nyla Rose versus Riho, in a match that I found really hard to grade because the good bits were really good and the bad bits were really bad. It was hard to.
I can forgive the odd botch as long as it's like they're smart and they quickly recover. It was the stupidity of
was
Nyla
gonna
Rose
say,
at
yeah.
various points in the match.
No.
When she had that,
She had the submission
Passed
locked in.
out, yeah.
She was about to pass out. If she'd held it for another 5 seconds,
picked
Should
up
be
the
the
would've
first
won-
champion.
won.
picked up the steel chair
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the title match. Why the referee didn't have to stop her, but he did.
Yep.
What was the other thing? I can't remember.
But yeah,
But where-
I think
where-
it made her look foolish.
Yeah, where do we stand on the belt?
really small.
I think it's too small. I think it works for.
There's a retro
Rio, but-
NAF scale, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's too much NAF. Because you've got a modern design, but it's tiny.
It's too small. I think it almost looks like it might be a bit patronising as well. Do you know what I
Especially
mean?
when the
It's just
man's is like,
it's
whoa,
yeah,
look at the
it's
size of the
massive.
man's, and the women's is like, ooh.
We've all got big dicks, yeah.
Yeah. And nobody saw that coming out because we'd just seen pictures of it. We didn't know. We didn't have a banana next to it for scale.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was a bit disappointed by it, and I think it actually sort of telegraphed the finish or the winner of the match as well, just because Nyla would look so stupid with that.
She'd have to hold it in
so
one
much
hand.
larger.
Well, the previous companies have done that stuff before with the big champions.
Yeah.
Oh, worse. Oh, right. WCPW. I thought bits of the match though were really good. Like when Nyla Rose just caught Riho.
That was amazing.
Yeah, that was crazy. And also there was I like the big jumping knee she does off the corner when she drapes them across the top row. And then Riho hit various Nakamura-esque moves and picked up the win.
Yeah.
Lots of knees in that.
What was it? A Shining Wizard.
That was like a
knee strike. Yeah.
Sort of.
I was shocked with the winner because for obvious reasons and like the statement it makes and PR and all that malarkey. But it would have been interesting if Nyla did win and they were like, we listen to our fans, because like very much the sentiment has turned on Nyla recently. I think.
Well, you know, I don't think she should be the forefront of the women's division because she's not one of the best wrestlers there.
She's not good enough
I think they made the right choice there.
Yeah, so
and I think she's good and she's improving, but she's not on Rio's level.
I tell you what, a powerbomb on Nakazawa was impressive.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
The second time.
Yeah.
How she recovered that though was amazing.
She, incredibly strong.
I want to know if they're ever going to tie up this storyline between Riho and Yuka Sakazaki. Right, what happened there?
They're waiting until they get the rights for Yuka's theme, I think, because Kenny went mad on Twitter, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Because
that return pop's gonna be.
You never saw this.
No.
When Riho pushed Yuka down.
Oh, sorry, no, I've seen that.
Yuka looked really sad.
Yeah.
Oh, and
it's just not been addressed. Yeah.
It has to be addressed. It's the big storyline.
She'll get a brother love pop when that yeah starts.
And then all that was left was the main event. Yeah.
I loved it, me.
I thought it was right kind of chaotic.
This was like 2000. You could imagine this being like Judgment Day 2000.
I don't like Judgment
An
Day
end.
2000.
Oh man, I loved it, me. Proper throwback ending.
Yeah, I'm not enamored with Jack Swagger by any means, but I'm very excited. Excited is the wrong word. I hope I'm proven wrong because I'm not a massive Jack Swagger fan. I think he was given a lot in the WWE, and I don't know if they just sort of booked him weirdly or they didn't give him the right.
Take away all the 5-star nonsense. You look at just him. He's got everything, though, hasn't he? Not the promo. I accept that. But everything else he's got.
He's big. But he's not monster big. He's just a big.
Oh, he's monster big compared to everybody else in AEW.
That's fair. That is.
He
fair.
looks
not in the
huge.
WWE,
He looked huge compared to everybody else in that ring.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's got the legitimate fighting record now.
Yep.
He is
beating up a couple of middle-aged big guys.
That's still an MMA record, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's more than CM Punk had.
But put me in an octagon with a kid, and I'll have an MMA record. Just been beating up like people who look like they're professional bowlers, not professional fighters. No, I
if
really
either of you are watching, by the way,
I really want to be proven wrong. Really want to be. I want him to be brilliant, and I actually think the pro-Trump thing could work if they're
this rumored thing that Now let's go through what happened, I suppose. So it was Jericho, Santana, and Ortiz against the Elite, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega. But Omega didn't last long in the match because he was setting up for his big Terminator dive, and then we got eerily reminiscent of that Double or Nothing pop. And because Moxley was there.
Great visual.
Yeah, really good.
He should have been DQ, shouldn't he?
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Apparently, they mentioned this in the commentary beforehand. They mentioned that it was DQs are at the referee's discretion. So maybe during the chat.
When the referee chooses to ignore the rules.
When he's a heel referee, he'll favour the bad guys.
That referee should be fined heavily for that match.
A second referee should have come out from the backstage area to prove the show where he went wrong.
Yep.
All that needed to happen was that the ref needed to be distracted by a big spot outside when that happened.
Yep.
But anyway, Moxley dragged Omega. They brawled through the crowd. Omega hit him with a broom a bit because he's the cleaner. And then...
Why was that in the VIP area?
Why was the VIP area have no sight of the ring? Imagine paying all that money for a VIP experience. You can't even see the ring.
Yeah, the action comes to you.
Yeah, right.
Moxley put Omega through a glass table,
which looked fantastic.
That's a
really
unique.
Cool.
That's unique.
Straight away, I was like, remember that promo? He's like, "You fans smell."
Oh yeah.
Just the night and day of it all.
Yeah.
Oh, what a mess WWE made with that.
The match was continuing in the ring with the Bucks and Santana and Ortiz doing all their flippy stuff, but the heels had the edge because they had Jericho as well, so it was 3-on-2 now.
I could watch Ortiz sell all day long.
Oh, yeah.
This was like my first proper LAX match I've seen.
Yeah.
He's like Devon Dudley reincarnated. Just having
Yeah, he
fits
does
every
it
time
right.
he takes it. Oh, it's fantastic.
They are a fantastic tag team. I feel like, this might be wrong, but I feel like Santana's the one who's regarded as like the work ratey one of the two, but they're both really good.
The Nick Jackson.
Yeah.
Even though this one, it was Matt Jackson, which I
Yeah.
thought I made a WTF moment. Me. Matt doing all the work.
Jericho cut off Nick Jackson during the Meltzer Driver with a really well-timed code breaker, sliding in the ring, hitting him with the code breaker, and then they beat up Matt Jackson 3-on-1 and got the win with the Judas effect back elbow, and then so Cody came out because the heels were still beating down the baby faces, and he was running wild, and then Guevara came out and turned heel, kicking him in the bollocks and dick. Then Dustin came out in full gear.
Despite not having a match. No, he might have wrestled. There were probably 4 dark matches. Maybe
But
that was it.
in kayfabe.
No,
Yep.
yeah, it was like the WWE video games of old where wrestler wears gear everywhere they
the
go,
time.
down to the shops and everything.
And then Dustin looked like he was turning the tide. And then, Jake Hager, did he come out the crowd or out the entrance?
He just descended from heaven.
Yeah, he did. And powerbombed Dustin onto a little table. Was it the timekeeper's table, maybe?
Yeah, it was cool.
And then
Good powerbomb.
Cody got beaten up some more. And there's a new heel stable ruling the roost. So it's Jericho,
Sammy.
Swagger, Sammy, Ortiz, and Santana.
What's the link there?
I don't know yet.
No, I can't quite.
3
do
of
that.
them have Latino surnames.
I can't wait until we hear the name and everything because it's not going to work. Well, it might work. I'm just too excited for
The
Jack.
Bubbly Brigade or something.
The confusion on Hager's face at the end was amazing.
Oh yeah, what?
He
The
doesn't know
closure-
what to do, does he?
He's never had a pop like that before. Bless his cotton socks. Amazing.
I want to be optimistic about it.
I am.
Yeah?
It's just I'd want to know what the tie is in between them all. Like, how do they? I know it might just be Jericho paying them or something. I hope it's not something as simple as that. I hope there's like a deep-rooted. I don't know.
Well, the promotion's too young for them all to have been underappreciated, isn't it? It can't be like.
Swagger found the belt. And then Jericho lost it or had it stolen. LAX. What have they done?
Great Rachel Stevens song.
Yeah.
They love that. Jericho's a big fan of that, and he got confused.
Sammy showed that WCW pay-per-view to Jericho where he stole Bubbly from.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
There you go. There's the link. And that'll all be explained next week.
So that was the first week of the Wednesday Night Wars, and it was really eventful.
It was.
And it just makes me want to tune into both next week. That's the point, isn't it? That's really good.
Yeah. Bollocks to Raw.
Yeah, I was sitting there after watching AEW this morning. I was like, if this wasn't my livelihood, I wouldn't watch Raw and SmackDown ever again.
I'd watch SmackDown. I think I'd watch SmackDown. I enjoy
Maybe this
SmackDown.
week,
I'm
yeah.
gutted I'm doing Raw graded now.
I wouldn't watch Raw ever again. That's for sure. I'd give this week's SmackDown a try, but if that failed, that'd be it.
Yeah?
Ross is becoming indie-rific. He's turning into a hipster. He's
Right.
turning into a smarky
I'm not
hipster.
gonna lie.
Fair.
I know all the indies, me.
Who's your favourite Chikara?
Drew Gulak.
Yeah, it's good. Excellent. Let's do the big question. No, the mailbag.
No.
I proper messed it up. Let's do the mailbag. That wasn't nearly as smooth as it could have been.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
It's mailbag time. Thanks for everyone who sent your questions in. Let's just dive straight on in. Number 1. Hi guys, it's about 2 a.m. here, and I started watching Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy Hell in a Cell 2018. It was better than I remember. What is your favourite Randall Keith match? Keep up the podcasting. You guys are great. Cheers from Milwaukee. Kieran. Thanks, Kieran. What's your favourite Randall Keith match? And first of all, that match was better than you remembered.
That was a great match. That's literally is one of my favourite Randall Keith matches.
Is it your favourite Randall Keith match?
Possibly. No, it can't be. But the Jeff Hardy spot at the end where he fell the table and everything, that was really cool.
Screwdriver?
Yeah, the screwdriver was horrific and great thumbnail material. So thanks for that. God, you go first, Ross. I'll have a think about this.
WrestleMania 21, Undertaker versus Randy Orton.
Great show.
That was like Randy Orton's coming out party as a proper bona fide main event. Wow, look at him go. Because I know there was
Randy Orton, look at him go.
Yeah, look at him fly. I know there was rumours, I don't know if they came out recently or not, but that Vince wanted to end the streak the year later with Mark Henry.
Really?
They are things that was, yeah. But this was like the first time, really, that you thought, my God, the streak might end here. Because numerous times Randy Orton looked like he was going to end that match, but he didn't. But I just thought it was an amazing match. And a good feud as well. I enjoyed that feud. with the fake Undertaker in the casket, and Bob Orton almost giving Undertaker hepatitis C.
That wasn't kayfabe.
It almost feels like it wasn't a Randy Orton match.
It was too quick for a Randy Orton match.
No. This was my choice. Sorry.
Sorry.
No, you're right there
Yeah.
as well. It's the triple threat with Bryan and Batista.
Oh, yeah, that's a good show.
because, like,
Orton was good in it, though.
Orton was great in it.
He
for
nearly
sure.
broke his back
Yeah.
on the announce table. Oh.
But it feels a bit of a cop-out to say that, because that was all about Bryan, really, wasn't it? It wasn't all about, you know what I mean.
I've got one, and when I say it, you're both going to go, balls. Mick Foley, Backlash.
Oh,
Backlash,
yeah,
yeah.
what a great show.
Was it 2004? Yeah, Backlash 2004. Yeah, that's my favourite Randall Keith match. I only thought of it because you said it was his coming out party, and I was like, so was that one? In a different way.
That was one for the Smarks, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was
Take
more
that, Smarks, said Randy. Watch him go.
maybe the best thumbtack bump ever. Or the best reaction to a thumbtack bump ever. He's all like, oh!
Yeah.
I like Jericho's.
In the arm.
Yeah.
Oh, that was horrible,
That was
that.
a good bump.
Oh.
I love a thumbtack bump.
Would you do one?
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day. I might have been on the podcast when we were talking about this, in fact.
You did mention it.
I'd love to do one.
Would you?
Genuinely, yeah. Not because I enjoy pain or anything. I just think it's such a great visual.
Do it for the arm.
Yeah. 15 grand, I'll make the traction. I'll do a thumbtack bump.
Cheers,
on my
Kieran.
knob.
Cheers, Kieran. Next up, Jonathan Hukill. Just watched the captivating career of Vince McMahon. Shout out to Justin and Owen. Was it Owen who edited that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, Andrew.
Andrew.
No,
Sorry,
yeah,
Andrew.
I can't
Andrew
remember.
or Owen.
Andrew
one
put
of the
together
great.
the jingle for This Week in Wrestling.
Yes.
Thank you, Andrew.
And shout out to Jack for doing the voiceover. What a
And-
guy.
What?
You,
Oh, I
it's
thought, you
your
meant
voice.
for the This Week in Wrestling
Oh,
jingle.
no.
And I thought you were going to shout
That
me
was
out.
Jen.
I thought
That's
you were going
Jen's
to shout me
voice.
out for suggesting to you that you go to Andrew to do the jingle. You can
Oh,
see
this
how
is
it
a
works
mess.
behind the scenes here.
This is like the main event of AEW.
Just watch the captivating career of Vince McMahon. Shout out to Justin for writing it. And was it Owen who had it? On the
Deja vu
channel.
here. Why are you doing that again?
On the channel, it got me thinking, had Vince Sr. supported Vince Jr.'s desire to be an in-ring talent, where do you think he could have gone? Could you see the genetic jackhammer being regarded as one of the greats? He had the physique, and as we know, he has charisma to spare. It's interesting to think about how the wrestling landscape may be different had Vince spent much of his career as an in-ring competitor only. Once again, that was Jonathan Hukill. Very interesting question. I like it.
Hulk Hogan would not have existed. Vince McMahon, because remember in the 80s, Vince McMahon was everyone's favourite uncle. Uncle Vince with
The
his
friendly-
blue jacket.
yeah.
Hello, boys and girls. So he would have been the one saying, eat your vitamins and say your prayers.
No, I'm going to disagree here. I think I can't imagine him. That role was perfect for him. It could never be topped. Mr. McMahon, the evil Mr. McMahon, was absolutely perfect. It came along at the right time in his life. Any earlier, you would have never bought Vince, even if it'd been a big muscly man, just because of the way he's a dweeb, isn't he?
Yeah,
Really,
yeah,
especially
yeah.
like. Well, yeah, I know that's coming from me, but no, he does have charisma for days, and he's got timing.
Yeah.
And he has chemistry with some people.
He's had good matches.
Yeah, he
The
has,
Michaels
for
one,
sure.
Yeah.
But it's so character-based. That doesn't mean it couldn't happen. I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know if Vince has... Well, you never know as a younger man what he was like, but I don't know if he had...
He's in the army.
The athleticism. Oh, well, fair enough, I suppose. I don't know if the other side of his question is also like, what would have happened if Vince had never promoted, if he'd just been a wrestler? But it's hard to tell what would have happened then. You never know.
Yeah.
Maybe the WWF would never have been a big thing.
Without Vince, no, definitely not.
Well, he could be a wrestler. He could be on the roster, though, dragging them to 5-star matches.
Who would be promoting
They
it?
would never, yeah,
His
they would never
dad.
got the global
Oh, God,
national TV, would
Yeah.
they?
His dad was anti it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it would just never have...
Just Jack Tunney in charge, legit.
The business wouldn't have died because the territory system would still be in play today.
Yeah, I
it
mean-
sure would. Even with digital and all of that, wrestling would be the exception to the rule.
It'd be great. Like, everyone would love it. All the purists would love it. And
We would
be
have
get-
25 different promotions to review.
Yeah.
25 different on-demand services.
We'd be getting 20 views a video.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for the question, Jonathan. Next one's quite a long one, but there is an interesting question at the end of it. All our gents. Here's a short tale to put my question into context. I went out for a few pints around 2 months ago, and it ended up as a pretty big one. The standard getting home at 8 a.m. the next day kind of deal, lad. I woke up the following afternoon to find out that at some point during the night, I'd spent £300 on front row tickets to Bound for Glory in Chicago this October. I live in Wigan, England, so it's just specify them.
I like this guy.
I live in Wigan, England.
Is it you?
It sounds like me.
So it's a fair old trip away and not exactly cheap, but drunk me was obviously pretty determined. Anyway, after a few weeks of banging my head against a wall for spending so much, I'm now pretty stoked to be Stoke, England, to be going, and with the stacked card, a front row seat, and the VIP meet and greet, it's not seeming like a bad deal anymore.
Oh, good.
That's good. Anyway, the question part. Have you ever bought something wrestling related and then come to regret it? Merch, tickets, etc.? Or have you ever just spunked a load of money up the wall when drunk on something overly extravagant?
Oh, God.
And as a follow-up, have you gone on to think it was actually a good thing a little further down the line? Would love to hear some tales to make my life choices seem more acceptable by comparison. Best wishes. Right. Now, he's trying to catch Matthew out here, but he's not here. Filthy cock, a.k.a. Chris Peacock.
Oh, no, don't read that.
Yep. a.k.a. Fap Efron, a.k.a. Watching UP, a.k.a. Fufu, all lowercase, a.k.a. Alex. P.S.
Alex.
Aubergine, peach, banana, wet, tongue. Please make Matthew read out these emojis, thank you. He's not here, but cheers for that. Fap Efron.
You got on here, Ross.
It's not wrestling related, but it's something I deeply regret. I got pissed at uni and did this exact same thing as him. And I was on Amazon and saw 14 litres of Umbongo advertised. And I was like, whoa, a 14-litre carton of Umbongo. We're getting that. So I ordered it, and I got it delivered home.
You were expecting like something the size of this
Something the
table,
size of
right?
this table to arrive, and I ordered it to my mum's. I didn't order it to the uni house. I ordered it straight home. So I got a phone call just one random Thursday. My mum was like, "This big box has arrived here, and it says Umbongo on the side, and the bottom's all like wet. Like, can you come home and like have a look?" I got home and it was just 14 1-litre cans of Umbongo. Never been more disappointed in my life, both in terms of actually buying the thing and it not being a 14-litre carton of Umbongo.
Just one leaked, right?
Just general moisture on the bottom, I think, from all
Right,
sort
it
of.
hadn't leaked. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
So yeah, we had 14 litres of Umbongo just in the fridge. That was good.
Umbongo's delicious,
I love
yeah,
Umbongo.
really tasty.
They drink it in the Congo.
Sure do. They import it from the Congo, in fact. I've probably got a wrestling one, and I'm really bad for this. This is exactly what I do all the time.
I'll not lie, I picked this question because I thought Adam will have some good stories.
Okay, so wrestling related, WWF pinball machine off eBay.
a massive
$6
one.
grand. Wait. I don't have $6 grand. I never had $6 grand. I've never had $6 grand in my bank account. And I had to send an apologetic email to say I'm really, really sorry, but I can't afford this WWF Superstars pinball machine. I didn't have room for it. I was living at my mum and dad's house.
Why did you buy it? Were you drunk?
Because I was wankered.
Wow.
Absolutely. Same thing with the McFoley mask. I've got a plaque, like an old WWF plaque thing at home, which is signed by Michaels. That was a drunken purchase. I like that thing, and it wasn't that expensive.
I've got one. Yeah, I got the NXT London poster.
Oh, nice.
It's signed by everybody. I guess that's a good one.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Frame
I
it.
bought that one. I was pissed. It came in a frame.
Oh, sweet. Okay, I've got so many non-wrestling related ones. You go first, Jack, and I'll try and think of the best one.
I haven't got a wrestling related one, but I've got it's not even a purchase, it's more of like an experience, I guess. I went to a really rubbish circus once. That was good.
You bought the tickets drunk.
No, it wasn't drunk. I just it was such a waste of money. I was trying to think there what's the thing that I really regret buying. It was the circus tickets. I was repping at uni, you show like the new year around and stuff like, and then they got us back in the following summer because those of us who lived locally, because it was Durham and I lived nearby, and they were like, can you just come back in and rep for the international students because they got in earlier. So then once we'd finished our repping for the week, we all decided, let's have a big night out. And then the next day we were like, the circus is in town. Let's go to the circus the next day. And we all went on the night out. And then me and only one other girl were like, still keen for the circus the next day. And I was like, do we really have to go to this? And she was like, it'll be good. And we went. And it was really bad. Like there was a scary, Mickey Mouse, like adorable Mickey Mouse figures and stuff. Like people in the costumes and stuff. There was two of them waiting to greet you on arrival, a Mickey and a Minnie. But their legs were so long that it looked really off for some reason. There was Trapeze who they tried to do a trick 2 times, and the guy was like, last time, and we were like, they'll do it on the last one. Didn't do it, and they just were like, That was it.
Wow.
The guy was like, big hand for them, and we were like, what?
Were there animals?
No, they weren't
That's
animals. There was also it was really carny, actually, really wrestling. There was a game where like they got people in from the crowd, and you had to run and stand in a certain hula hoop, and then if you stood in the right one, then you'd not be eliminated. And eventually the last people would win a prize. But the last people who won were blatantly members of the circus in normal clothes. Like, you could just tell.
Oh, really?
You could just tell they were not from...
That's
They were
bollocks.
working everywhere. They knew which hula hoop to stand in because they'd done it before. They knew the system.
Yeah.
They were part of the team. Yeah, it was a rubbish circus. Creepy figures at the front door. And it was such a waste. It was such a waste of money.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with this one because it was. I just ended up throwing it all away in the end. I bought like 18 or so big spindles or whatever they're called, rolls of bubble wrap. So they'd come up to there for a video that I had in mind when I was drunk, and I was convinced that this was going to be like this massive viral thing.
This is pre you being
Pre-what
on YouTube.
culture, yeah. I think this is like, it was just after I'd done the Girl of My Dreams thing, and I was like, oh, I want to do something like that again. And I had this amazing idea for a video. I remember being in the pub explaining it to my mate Ben, being like, this is going to be fantastic.
I bet Ben.
Yeah.
That was Ben.
How is he? Yeah, he's good, yeah. He's in Edinburgh now. So I bought that. It all arrived at my parents' house, and I spent probably about 400 quid on a credit card on this thing, thinking that, but I was going to make my money back.
Yeah.
The problem is, I don't remember ordering it, and then when it arrived, I didn't even remember what the idea for the video was, and I still don't remember it to this day.
What could it possibly have, what could it have been?
I think the more I think about it, it was about, it was going to be like some sort of prank thing where I covered my parents' house in bubble wrap, but I don't even know if that was it.
That sounds like a new age YouTube video. That
Well, ahead of my time, aren't I? I don't know what it was, but they got fed up with it sitting in the shed and asked me to get rid of it, and ended up giving it to a charity shop. Hell knows what they did with it. All this bubble wrap. There you go.
Excellent.
I'll make the video one day.
This week's Reese's Pieces comes courtesy of Mal. Hello, fellas, including any potential Matthew WXW replacement. He knows.
Hello.
Yeah, well done, Mal. A few Reese's Pieces to do with your respective taste in food and drink. So it's a food and drink special
Nice.
this week. Yeah. We'll go Ross, Adam, me. Okay, first one. Big Mac or Burger King Whopper?
Whopper.
Whopper. Chicken nuggets or popcorn chicken?
Nuggets.
Popcorn chicken.
Popcorn chicken.
Like the seasoning.
Yes. Wagamama's or Nando's?
Never been at Wagamama's. So Nando's?
Wagamama's is, I feel like it's really overpriced. Not that Nando's isn't, but at least it's cheap. But I remember going for a meal at Wagamama's fairly recently. Sorry, I know this is quick.
No, go for it.
And it ended up costing like 50, 60 quid for like, it's just a bowl of wet crap, isn't it, really? It's just a bowl of soggy noodles.
Well, Wagamama's? No, get a chicken katsu curry. That's what
Yeah,
you're
was
right
that
on.
good?
Yeah, it's really good.
All right. Nando's, I guess, because
But I still think Nando's is overpriced for what you get, mate.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just chicken, isn't it? It's not even that great. It's just
It
chicken.
is nice, but
I
it's
like the sauces and stuff.
Yeah, you
I
can buy
get
those in
plain
You
meat.
can
Tesco.
buy them, yeah.
Do you?
I go to Nando's and I get plain.
Plain
You get
chicken?
plain?
No, not even mild.
Not even mild.
Wow.
Not even lemon and herb.
No.
Oh,
Plain.
disappointing.
And you know what? I don't care.
I'll go for Wagamama's, but I've never tried anything apart from chicken katsu curry. I just think they do really good chicken katsu curry. Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
Coke.
I don't drink full fat either, but I think Coke Zero is really tasty, so I'll go Coke, I guess. No, Pepsi Max is better. Pepsi Max cherry.
I'll go for Coke because there's nothing better than like nice summer's day. Yeah, you just what do you get yourself? If you're not drinking but you go to the pub or whatever, just get yourself a big full fat Coke. Sit in
Can
the
of
sun.
Coke, sit
No,
on
a
the
big
toilet.
pint
Hangover
draft.
cure me.
Draft. Subway or Greg's?
Oh my days.
So easy.
Sir Greg's.
Yeah. Subway's bollocks.
Greg's.
Subway,
I like
literally
Subway.
every
I like
sandwich tastes the same no matter what you have in it.
No, I've heard this before.
difference.
I've heard people say this
The
before.
smell, it makes me feel sick. I walk past one on my way home every day, and that horrible, it doesn't smell like sandwiches. It's the smell of Subway, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's absolutely repugnant. You can have a meatball marinara, or you could have an Italian BMT.
Hey.
It tastes exactly the same.
Hey, the sauce makes a difference.
Yeah, I like the chipotle sauce.
Yeah,
I'm all
it's
for
nice,
that.
Is that the Southwest number?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that as well.
But
yeah.
Greg, it's got to be Greg's.
Yeah,
though.
Greg's.
Oh, yeah, variety.
Yeah, absolutely.
But don't order Greg's.
You order
I've
Greg's
ordered Greg's
every
quite a lot.
day.
Do they
Not
always-
every day?
I've done it
gone
like
it quite regularly to the office before though, and
Free
it's,
delivery.
It's free delivery, but it's very hit and miss.
Really?
3 times I've done it here, and all 3 times we've missed something.
Oh.
Are they?
Knobheads.
Whoa.
Aye. I want compensation. which I got anyway because they put the money back in my account. But still, I want something in return.
I had a takeaway this week, turned up 2 hours late. I was annoyed. I don't normally complain about anything. Like, I can't even take stuff back to shops.
Very British.
Yeah, very, very British. The other day, I bought a pissing coat, right? I didn't look at the price. I was in such a rush, and it was in TK Maxx, and I was just like, oh, that's not going to be too expensive. It doesn't look expensive. Got to the till, it was like 130.
So you bought a coat without checking the price?
I was in such a rush. It was stupid. It was really stupid of me, and I got to the till, £130.
That's
it was a
good,
barber walker coat. A
Barber.
barber coat. And I paid for it, and I don't have that money to be spending. Whatever.
Yeah, but you're going to look fly walking around the northeast in a barber jacket.
It's amazing. All the water bounces off.
You look like a really posh farmer.
Thank you. Wait, what was the question there?
I haven't done an extra
Oh,
one yet.
okay, right. Oh, no, I got my money back for the takeaway. It turned up 2 hours late. Don't roll your eyes.
I've been to do this
And
before.
I just chanced it because it's anonymous, really. It's not anonymous, but there's no face-to-face contact. I was just like, turn up 2 hours late, actually, and that's an absolute disgrace.
What was the food?
What was it? Burritos.
Oh, no.
And they were just like,
Is
okay,
that
we'll
from
give you-
Kick-Ass Burritos, by any chance?
No, I had
Shout
that.
out
They're
to Kick-Ass.
amazing.
Oh,
So
really?
good. So good.
In Eldon Square.
They gave me £2.50 and they refunded that purchase.
Nice.
Hell
nice.
yeah, Uber Eats. Cheers.
Pasta or pizza?
Pizza.
Pasta.
Pizza. Pringles or Doritos?
Doritos.
Pringles. Are you joking?
No.
The barbecue Pringles.
They're not real crisps, are they? There's not enough potato.
Neither
in
of
to
them
be-
are really.
Oh yeah, they're tortilla chips, aren't they? Carry on.
Okay. And I like the little mascot man on the Pringles as well. Sweet or salted popcorn?
Sweet.
Sweet.
Salted. Minstrels or Maltesers? Oh, difficult.
Minstrels.
Difficult.
Maltesers.
Minstrels just. But they're both really good. Tang Fastix or Star Mix? This is Haribo.
Tang Fastix.
See, I like Super Mix. Tang Fastix.
Star Mix because I like a Tang Fastic, but you've got to set yourself up for that level of fizz.
Cherries are amazing.
have it.
But there's a lot of crap in a Tang Fastix bag.
Yeah.
I don't like the cola bottles in them.
No,
Yeah,
Star
they're
Mix you can just have a nice little
Basic
relaxing
bitch.
time.
The little
Sweets,
dummy
aren't they?
sucker things. Pathetic. You look like an idiot.
No, the green.
Nice.
So they got legitimately wound up then.
Fire in your eyes there.
And finally, sausage sandwich or bacon sandwich?
Bacon.
Sausage.
Sausage.
Bacon and sausage with an egg.
Delicious. Subway baguette with all three involved.
Wait.
No, not Subway. I didn't mean that. Greg's.
Yeah. You were slagging off Subway.
Copious amounts of. No, oh God. Have you seen the state of the Subway breakfast? They sit there in those little bain-marie trays
What's
for
your
about
issue with
48
Subway?
hours, sweating, and they put these dirty little cut-in-half sausages, which is still attached in the middle, in there. Oh, it's absolute. The weird little, like, pillows of egg.
You know what I'm sampling soon? A Toby Carvery breakfast.
Oh.
They do a breakfast.
Unlimited?
Yeah,
Buffet?
they do a buffet. I don't know if it's unlimited. You can definitely go up more than once, though, like you can at any Toby Carvery.
That
Not
sounds
for meat,
great.
though. Just for the rest of it.
What? So sausage, you get your 2 sausages, your 2 bacon, and then you go up
got
and
no
as
idea.
many mushrooms as you bloody well like.
It's just you get a big plate, don't you? And you fill the plate, you go and sit down, and you go and finish it.
Fried bread. Black pudding. Are you a fan of black pudding?
Not particularly, but
I
I'll
think
eat if
so.
it's there.
I think so.
Delicious.
It's not
Yes, it's
delicious.
about it.
It's a bit grit. It's a bit
Tell you what, though,
gets
went
stuck
to
in
the
your
Toby
teeth.
Carvery not too long ago. They now serve macaroni cheese as part of their carvery.
That's not right.
I hide it on there. I wouldn't say no to it again. It worked. Bit of a palate.
You'll get the sponsorship one day.
I
One
can't-
time, somebody's going to be
I
listening.
know,
Kick
I've
ass
tried
burritos or Toby or whoever.
Tried with dark fruits. I've tried with Taurus. Nothing's working.
Try with Taurus.
Mal's done a little sign off. Hope none of you picked salted popcorn over sweet, but I did, so sorry about that. And have a topper weekend. All the best, Mal.
That's nice.
Cheers, Mal.
Sweet and salty together. Lovely.
Now
Best of both worlds.
I don't like popcorn anymore.
Toffee popcorn's the best popcorn.
I just don't like it.
Butter Kits, is it called? That's a brand? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Big question.
Tango Ice Blast.
Mailbag at cultaholic.com for
Oh,
those.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's always free.
It's Cultaholics.
And finally, the big question, which is, what would you replace the WWE Hell in a Cell pay-per-view with? Because, let's be honest, right, it's nobody's favourite pay-per-view. Everyone's got the same criticism about Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and that is that it makes one of the biggest, most intense, bloodthirsty stipulations in WWE and all of wrestling completely arbitrary. We're just fighting in a Hell in a Cell because it's autumn.
After this weekend, there will have been 42 Hell in a Cell matches.
Wow.
Ludicrous.
Is that ludicrous?
I'm upset. That's ludicrous.
I don't know if it. Do we reckon pay-per-view exclusive sets will come back in this new era? Because surely
We'll
Raw
know after tomorrow, won't we?
Surely, I think Raw and SmackDown are going to look very different, surely with them being on different networks. And money being different in the deals and whatnot. Surely they're going to look different.
They've had a lot of money for a long time and we haven't had
know.
Pyros and we've had the same sets. They haven't been hard up.
I know.
This billion figure gets thrown around a lot.
But mine's very much based on that because it's Halloween Havoc needs to come back in with the bouncing pumpkin and the big ghoul over the top of it who now sits in the front row at most WWE shows.
Do you think it would look cheap today?
Maybe. Because obviously,
inherently cheap.
Because the reason, I don't know who said this, it might have been Brucey P on the MIC, I don't know, but the reason they don't have those Attitude Era exclusive sets now is because they would look naff in HD.
Yeah, that's a really fair point. Yeah, because it's all just scaffolding, isn't it? And if you see that up close, it would look cheap.
But this is material. What's the material the balloon's made out of?
Like a bouncy castle material. I don't know what that.
Whatever.
Plastic.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
That'll look all right in
I'd
HD.
love to see Halloween Havoc come back. Do it in Saudi Arabia. Rebrand it. What is it? Crown Jewel 2, isn't it? Halloween
Maybe.
Havoc.
Yeah.
Live from Jeddah. Yeah, no, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd it's a nice throwback, isn't it? Maybe it works better as not a proper pay-per-view and like one of the weird network exclusive things like Starcade. No, I want to see it get the full hog.
Get that
Talking
bloody
bollocks
pumpkin
there.
back.
Ignore that.
Adam?
Cyber Sunday.
That's a great show as well.
Just because we're in the age of social media.
I can't believe they haven't
digital
done
as
it
a whole.
yet.
It's
Yeah.
nuts, isn't it? And you see the odd poll kickabout, but not even like a Raw thing's had it, has it, in recent times? They've got their app that they want to plug with the network built into it. It's so obvious. And I liked Cyber Sunday just because it was unpredictable. You never knew if you were going to get bloody Jim Duggan or who actually won it. Sergeant Slaughter, was it?
Oh,
Was it Snooker? No, I can't remember who it was. Yeah, Piper.
Was it Piper?
Yeah.
It was still worked, wasn't it? Cyber Sunday.
No, apparently Vince refused to make it work.
Did he?
Yeah.
good for him.
It
Yeah.
when it used to do it on Raw, that was worked.
All right.
I remember
right.
listening to someone say
The
that.
wheels have been. Spin the wheel, make the deal. They're all like, obviously.
But I'd like to see that back.
I'd like to see that back as well.
Jack?
Well, you two taking really, you've both gone for really good ones, so I'm not gonna. I don't think.
I'm going to use crap one.
I don't think I can think of one that. Yeah, I'll go for Crush Hour, a big Grand Prix for 2.5 hours.
You want 2 hours of Crush Hour gameplay instead of a
no,
pay-per-view?
a real Grand Prix.
Ah, nice.
They all get in their big monster trucks and go around.
Okay.
Yeah. Or
It worked very well last time in WCW, didn't it? It
Or
was
a
a hell
big-
of a match.
or a big 3-hour show just dedicated to the 24/7 title.
Yeah.
Lock
That'd
them-
be chaos.
Lock
That
them all
would be
in the
amazing,
arena.
isn't that? Just like, you're the champion at the start, you've got to be the champion in 3 hours' time.
Yeah.
Like Battle Royal.
See
or
what happens.
Fortnite.
Yeah,
all on an
yeah, yeah.
island.
Fort
Yeah.
Boyard with the
Yeah.
24/7
I
title.
don't know, you
Fort
got
Boyard.
Tigers. Imagine that, just a 24-hour live stream. It's the 24/7 title.
I threw it out as a joke, but you've
There are security cameras everywhere. You tune in live. You choose which camera you're watching via
That's
an
it, you
online interface.
get it on Twitch.
Oh!
That's made for Twitch.
They're giving a map they can't go outside of.
Yeah.
Each get a weapon.
Starts to
A
shrink.
different weapon. Some of them get guns.
Starts to shrink towards
Yes!
guns. What?
Like the real Battle Royale.
wait.
Amazing film.
Yeah, it is a great film.
Oh my god. You've come up with something incredible there.
I haven't. You've taken it.
trademarked
No,
that.
no. I just came up with the seed of it, and you've gone. Oh.
What would it be called?
24. Oh, Battle Royal. I don't know.
Battle Royale is sort of a thing in wrestling. 24/7 night. 24/7. Yeah. Let us know in the comments.
Finders, keepers.
All right.
Losers,
That's Ricky
weavers.
Gervais. That's David Brent's thing, isn't it? No, that's upstairs, downstairs.
Upstairs,
Sorry.
downstairs, a brand new quiz show hosted by David Brent. Yeah, let's call it 24 Boyard or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, Boyard's back in it, is
Or
he?
the Field of the Cloth
Is
of
he
Gold.
still alive? Leslie Grantham?
No, he died, didn't he? Dirty Den. Did he?
I think he did.
Was he the guy who
Yep.
sort of killed?
No,
Oh,
What?
I knew you were going to reference that. I knew it.
I'll tell you after.
Thanks so much for watching this week's Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. Matthew, I think, is going to be back next week.
Yeah, I think so.
Hopefully he has a really good time in Germany, and hopefully you all have really good weeks as well. Adam, have you got anything you want to plug or say?
No. Just if Vince McMahon is watching, please release the card as soon as possible for this weekend, because we're up Pooh Creek without a paddle at the moment.
I mean, that's useless by the time this podcast goes out.
Fair point, 'cause we want to record it tomorrow morning, don't we? Vince, I'll give him a ring, don't worry.
Ross, how about you?
I've got a straight to hell with AEW's Luchasaurus coming out this weekend.
Fantastic. I'll give a shout out to Clothesline. I'd get Clothesline on Twitter and that. because they're a good clothing line.
And as well, if you just read that.
Yeah, that's also a shout out to Super Horny 26 as well.
500,000. Thanks to everyone.
And also Grapple as well.
And also the clothing line, but
The other one, there's two. I've done 2 clothing lines there.
Oh, right.
Bloody hell.
You whore.
I bought this one though.
No.
Anyway,
shout them out. All right, shout out to Barber as well.
Yeah,
shout out to the WWF Pinball Machine. Shout out to everyone who
Shout
subscribed.
out to Printful.
Yeah, that's what he does our stuff.
thanks everyone.
Yeah, cheers to everyone for getting us to 500,000.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. We love you.
If you want to vote on the Hall of Fame, that's patreon.com/Cultaholic. The mailbag is mailbag@cultaholic.com. And don't forget, of course, to put your hands in the middle. What does Matthew say?
You put your hands in the middle and you flip them upside down
join
and
us.
you take all the bollocks and you
Join us. Okay.
Yeah, that Leslie Grantham thing. He got caught on a webcam.
Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow Cultaholic on Twitter @Cultaholic, and you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do, you can pledge to our Patreon at patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe, and don't forget, join us